welcome everyone to TJ and the Grumpy Old Man, a twice a week sports podcast where myself, Grumpy, and the magnificent Son X talk anything and everything sports. I'm your host, TJ, and with me here, as always, is the Grumpy Old Man. They say there's no shame to his game because he's always the same.
That's me.
And with us here, co-host of the show, additionally, the magnificent Son X.
That's right. It's X time, baby. We are back.
We're back. That's right. We're back after a little hiatus, a little vacation time. We're back talking all things sports. A lot of things have happened, I'd say, since our last podcast. Wouldn't you agree, guys? There's been a few things in the sporting world, a few things. NFL kicked off last weekend. There are some stories that happened maybe on Monday night of last week or Sunday night, whatever day it was. It's a prime time game. There's been some news. There've been some quarterbacks who got injured. There've been some quarterbacks who played well. There've been some quarterbacks who haven't played well. We've got a lot to talk about on today's show. We've got a lot of NFL action to talk about because it's that time of the year, ladies and gentlemen. We've also got here a quite interesting turn here for the Columbus Blue Jackets. You are the coach, you're not the coach. You are the coach, you're forced to resign. Back forth. We're going to talk about that. It looks shambolic for the Columbus Blue Jackets. We're going to talk about that situation. Let me finish what we're talking about here first, Grumpy, before you start sharing your opinions on things, please. We're going to talk about an outburst by a female tennis player that happened to be leaked to the media. Yikes. We're going to be talking about some college football updates. We've got some fan fights. We've got some MLB news. We've got a lot of things to cover for today's sporting world. But Grumpy, there's something you wanted to say right off the bat.
Yeah. Paul Bissonnette. His name, as far as I'm concerned, is Paul Bitchinette. He's a bitch. He's an absolute bitch. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Grumpy, what did he do? What did he do?
He's a no-talent hack, and he's reveling in the fact that, he's the guy who kind of got Babcock to resign over something that was just stupid, honestly. I have no respect for him at all. Just none. Just absolutely none. Paul Bitchinette.
Grumpy, let's jump into that topic first because there's a lot of football to talk about. Let's start with the NHL. What happened with Paul Bissonnette? Now, for those unfamiliar, Mike Babcock was named the head coach of the Columbus Blue Jackets, and I felt like then I blinked my eyes, I went to bed, and I wake up and he's now resigned. Grumpy, what happened? Tell us a little about the story of Mike Babcock. He got hired, then he resigns. What happened, Grumpy?
Yeah, he was hired, and I guess he had like a team building thing where he wanted players to give him access to his phone so he could post them, to get like a family type atmosphere going. And I guess they had problems with this in Toronto, where he went to Mitch Marner and asked him, who do you think were the hardest working players from top to bottom? And then he said it to the team, and that got him in hot water. So he come in this, and I guess some of the losers on one of the worst franchises in the NHL, the Columbus Bitch Jackets. They, I guess, leaked some of this information to Bitchinette, and he made a big deal of it. And all of a sudden now he had to resign. So, because it was going to be a distraction to the team. I mean, it's really, to me, it's much ado about nothing, honestly, and they used things he'd done in the past to vilify him on this, because I didn't think this was really that bad as a team building exercise. You just want to show people family pictures. You kind of get the guys to bond as a group. That's the way it was explained. Players came out and said the same thing, but what kind of is what it is. And then Bitchinette says, this is Spittin' Chicklets is a players podcast. You mess with the players and you're going to get yours. Shut the fuck up, you bitch. That's why you no talent fucking hack. Shut the fuck up. I have no use for Bitchinette. Just none. He used to be moderately entertaining. Now he's just a bitch. He's on my shit list forever. So you're reveling at having a man lose his job? Good for you, Bitchinette. Good for you. You piece of shit.
Grumpy.
Steaming pile of shit is what he is.
A cement pile of shit?
Steaming pile of shit.
Steaming pile of shit.
Okay, let's listen to the clip here. Now, this is the shit that obviously got him in trouble. This is it right here.
This is outrageous, dude.
I get a text from a player. He goes, have you heard what Babcock is up to again? And
He can't even spell player.
So he gets to Columbus, and one of the first things he does is he calls in Boone Jenner, the captain of the team, and he says, let me see the photos in your phone. I want to know the type of person you are. What the is going on?
Is that even legal?
It feels like it's totally
I wanna
illegal.
It's not even legal.
on the podcast to grill him about his antics as a head coach. Like, worry about the forecheck. Worry.
Okay, quick question for you, Paul Bissonnette. Does Boone Jenner, a 10-year plus vet in the league, does he have the ability to say, fuck you, no, to the coach? I'm not going to show you what photos I have if he felt so uncomfortable. Is that something that he doesn't have the ability to do? Can he not say, no, I don't want to show you those photos? But let's continue.
Worry about your personnel. Worry about getting the power play humming at an alarming rate so you might have a chicken dick's chance of sneaking in a wild card spot. Why do you want to see throbbing dick pics from your captain on his iPhone?
Why?
So
Does he have dick pics
So I
on
guess-
his phone? How sloppy. He didn't delete the pictures if he's taking cock shots? Come on, my friend. You
Here's the
gotta
thing.
live in that Boone
Here's
Jenner.
the thing. Maybe he didn't have cock shots. I'm going to tell you who has cock shots. Paul Bissonnette. And they're usually probably right fucking 3/4 way down his throat. Those are the type of fucking pictures he's got on the phone.
All
Fuck
right.
you, you cocksucker bastard. Absolutely fucking not. You're
Alrighty.
a bitch.
Let's listen. Let's
Disgust
listen.
me.
Let's listen to the last 30 seconds. All right.
I don't understand this.
By the way,
We're morons.
I was going into one of these meetings having heard all these stories prior. I'm putting on like Rocky quotes on my photos.
Oh, yeah.
I'm putting on like my workout routine.
Oh, yeah. You know what I would put on my phone? I'd be
Yeah.
standing here in this chair with my bin staring him right in the eye with me holding my legs like this.
What's wrong with this guy?
Now, I hope this story is true because then we look like real big idiots. But I think that Mike Babcock should come on this podcast and
Yep.
clear the air as to why he wants to see Pierce nipples from Instagram thoughts in his players' phones.
Okay. Again, but they explained what the whole thing was about. And then, like I said, the gutless bitches that Columbus turned out to be. Oh, this is distraction. Here's the thing. They're going to be the worst team in the league this year. Book it. Book it. They'll be the worst team in the league.
Is
So
it
now
any
here's
different from
the
the
thing.
other year?
Here's the thing. He said, let me see the photos in your phone. I want to know the type of person you are. That's obviously what he said there. Mike Babcock and Boone Jenner, in a joint statement released by the Blue Jackets, said it's a gross misrepresentation of the meeting and extremely offensive. Boone Jenner said in the meeting that it was a good start to his relationship with Babcock and expressed disappointment. While meeting with our player and staff, I asked them to share off of their phone family pictures as part of a process of getting to know them better, Babcock said. These meetings have been very important and beneficial, not only for me, but for our players and staff as well. And to have them depicted like this is irresponsible and completely inaccurate.
100%
So
right.
Paul Bissonnette running a smear campaign pretty much on his podcast because this fucking fool holds so much goddamn power, completely derails Babcock's redemption shot and his chance to be a head coach again. That's all it is. Seriously, that's what it is. He fucking takes a gross misrepresentation of the situation, and you have a statement made by the player who was asked about this and by Babcock, and now the guy loses his or is forced to resign.
I didn't Bissonnette used to play for Toronto, and what at that time was he playing for Babcock? Because that would explain a lot. Because a piece of shit like that wouldn't even get in the lineup of Babcock's coach. Because he was a useless fucking hack. That's what he was. Now he runs his mouth. His IQ is about 15, and I'm being generous when I say 15.
And no, he
He's
only
fucking
played.
taller.
He played like 5 years in the league for the fucking Arizona Coyotes and like 15 games for the fucking Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah, he
Amassing a
He's-
total of 22 professional points and 200.
Ooh.
He averaged about 5 minutes and 18 seconds of ice time a night. Now, I usually like Paul Bissonnette. I usually find his stuff funny. But I'll tell you one thing. That's some low bullshit that he went ahead and put out there. Because I doubt that Paul Bissonnette, after these statements were released, said, well, maybe we took it a little too far. Maybe we went ahead and maybe we mischaracterized what we were told. Nope. Just kept fucking running with it. And the guy loses his
This
job.
is a players podcast. If you mess with the players, you're going to get your shut the fuck up, you bitch. Shut up. Here's the thing. I'd rather watch that dull piece of toast, Wayne Gretzky, than that useless bitch who sits next to him. That's why Gretzky's like, yeah, it's honestly, I feel bad for Gretzky having to sit next to that freaking, that ass wipe. It's like, yeah, don't get too near me, bitchinette. Just back off.
X, do we have some comments that we want to get caught up on?
We do. We have a lot.
Let's get going on that, X. Alrighty. It's good to be back. Time to talk some Monday or some MF and football, says Joel. And he says here, Giants just made the Falcons have their 28-3 moment for the seasons. The Cardinals are done.
The only thing that's different about that is it's the second game of the regular season, not the Super Bowl.
I do have something funny to pop up about at least the Cardinals. On
Freaking Tua, that clumsy bastard fell trying to make a pass. Nobody near him. Probably.
Oh, you guys get kidnapped by aliens really quickly, X, before you continue.
Yeah,
now, here is our head coach. I'm going to show you here for the Arizona Cardinals. Tell me if you're pumped up.
Who drove over here? Quick, let me see your hands. Who took the bus?
Oh,
Did you have fire in your gut?
can we see your photos?
Did you? We're here for a reason. Don't get that twisted. Okay, we're here for a reason to win games. So if you didn't have that fire in your gut, you better light the fire pretty fast.
Oh, God.
Welcome back.
Oh, boy.
The only thing that this guy's lighting are farts because he's full of shit.
I'm telling you one thing. Did they win week 1, the Cardinals?
No.
I'm sure they
Probably
did. No, they lost to
They lost
Washington.
the Commanders. Yeah, they lost the
Redskins
Commanders.
beat them.
My
Okay.
God. They're going to be the worst team in the NFL, and it ain't even close.
Maybe. Here's the thing. How did he get the job? If you go into a meeting trying to sell yourself, honestly, if I was an owner and he came in and I'm like, next.
This is
Just
how he
move
got
along.
the job. I'm going to tell you how he got the job. They're looking to tank the season. This guy came in and gave the shittiest interview possible, and they said, you're fucking hired.
Oh, good.
You are a scapegoat for next year that we're going to use as to why the team played so poorly so we can get Caleb Williams.
Now that's, I'll tell you what, X, that's a very good theory.
Oh, I tell you. So it's yikes.
Yikes. Is
Yikes,
he a motivator
yikes
of
is
men?
funny.
Is he a motivator of men? No,
He's not. He's pathetic. When I saw that, I said, this smells of 1 year as a head coach. They're the worst team in the NFL. They get a high selection, and he's out on his ass. That's what this kind of smells of. He's way in over his head. You could just tell by the way he's talking. Holy shit.
Did you drive today? Did you ride the bus?
Did you take the bus?
Good. You should have that fire in your gut.
What the fuck does that even mean?
Man, speaking in riddles.
You have to be coherent, and you have to be able to tell a little bit of a story as a head coach. And
I
he
looked
couldn't
at his
do it.
haircut. Honestly, I thought they were getting ready somebody to plug the electrode, hit him with the old electroshock because I'm like, yikes.
Oh,
No
God.
shot. It's funny. You listen to coaches, you listen to their speeches, and it's like, yes or no. He's a no. Sorry. What's his name? Gannon? Is that John Gannon?
Yes, that's Gannon. Oh, it's
I
bad.
won't remember him next year. I won't even know him.
Oh, good gracious here. And Andrew L said, and the Jets and their fantasy football combined makes me want to take a bath with a toaster.
Do we want to talk about it? Do we want to talk about it?
X, let's remove that one. Let's talk about Aaron Rodgers here for a second. Aaron Rodgers, man, you still have a fucking comment up, X. We'll get that.
The old comment back up.
We know what we're talking
X
about
is
here.
in charge of the comments, TJ. X,
Tommy.
you have nothing to do with comments.
Why don't you just be whoever the hell that guy was, Gannon, and just keep fucking shit up, all right?
Good gracious. Aaron Rodgers on his first drive. Let's talk. Let's set the scene. Aaron Rodgers We
comes
talked
out
about
with the
all
American flag and the spotlight on him. And, you hear people, oh, this is the greatest thing. No, it's not great. It's stupid, first of all. He goes
hold
out.
on. I actually have the highlights. I've got the highlights. I can show you the
God.
before
Okay, show it.
highlights.
This
in
should
that,
be
Grumpy.
fun.
You might like it. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get that pulled up, my friend.
Oh,
I'll get it pulled
okay.
up. But tell us about it,
Isn't
Grumpy.
it
I'm gonna
just-
get the
isn't it
highlights
just-
pulled up.
Isn't it just typical Jets? Isn't it? What's the worst thing that can happen? You go out in the offseason, you have the best offseason of any team in the league. You got a guy who's a surefire first ballot Hall of Famer, was a 2-time MVP winner before he was injured last year. And look at this. Oh my gosh.
Hold on. I want you to listen. Here it is, Grumpy. This might be loud. Oh, if I can get the
It's not loud at all.
Okay, it's got no sound. Never mind. So we've got Aaron Rodgers running out here, baby. Look at this, Grumpy. This is on hold on. Hold on. They forgot to include the rest of it, Grumpy. Maybe if we rewatch it again, it will pop up. You're right. This was on 9/11. This was on 9/10. I'm sorry, the day before 9/11. He's
Looks
coming
like
out there, American flag. The stadium is fucking pumped up, man. The Jets fans are they're elated at MetLife. And on the first series, 3 plays in to the season. Four plays. I'm sorry. On the 4th play, on the 4th day, God zapped Aaron Rodgers' Achilles.
This game was on 9/11, by the way. TJ was not on 9/10.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is on 9/11?
Yes, the Giants played on 9/10.
Oh, man. Oof. So the Rodgers.
You hear all the jokes. You hear all the jokes. A plane hit MetLife Stadium. All that stuff. Totally inappropriate jokes. But, think about it. If you're a Jets fan, isn't this typical? He comes in. He's also glad hands that piece of shit, one of those Paul bastards. Oh, hi. Yeah. Woo, we're friends. I'm like,
Jake Paul, your favorite, Grumpy.
I'm like, I didn't come here. I don't care about any of that shit. Just start the game. And typical the Jets do Jets things, right? We say it all the time. The Jets do Jets things. He twists, and you knew right away he was done. He just knew it.
Explodes.
Pop goes the weasel with that Achilles, and that's the end of the Jets. They wound up winning the game because you know what? They match up well with Buffalo. They really do.
Look at this. They're saying Aaron Rodgers is injured and helped off the field. No way Jets fans are blaming Jake Paul. Look, Grumpy, the Paul brother he dapped up. The Jets fans are blaming Jake Paul on the injury. Look at this, Grumpy. Oh,
why is that?
No.
Why is he even on the field? There he is. Look.
Oh! I can see that thing.
Oh, well, that was the one right there. That last one.
Pop goes the weasel.
Oh my God! Watch it. Oh yeah. Oh, you see the bone go.
It's the next one. It's the next one. Not that
Grumpy.
one.
That is the same fucking one.
It's the same clip on record. So,
oh my God! Look at the little.
It's on replay. It's on replay.
I know it.
It's on replay.
The next step. It's the step after he does the step with the right foot and then back to the left foot. That was the one that did.
Watch. It's this one right here, Grumpy. You see it go.
Keep watching. Keep
boom.
watching.
You see how it goes? Boom. Do you see that, Grump?
Just keep watching. If it rolls out,
watching the same. Is he watching? Is he confused? Actually,
Grump is senile right
keep rolling it,
dude. You just saw his Achilles fucking blow out.
Grumpy, this is the.
You not see his calf
it's an
pop?
8-second clip. It's on replay, my friend.
It's the foot that's off the ground right now is the one that's the Achilles problem. You're aware of that, right? Or you're not.
Right
maybe you don't know what leg it is.
You see how it zoomed in, Grumpy? You see how that zoomed in? That's the foot he tears the Achilles on.
It's his left leg. It's his left
No
leg.
shit, that is his left leg.
Are you fucking? Are we on Jupiter? Where the fuck are we at? Is he lost?
Listen to me.
He's too busy watching the Patriots game. That's the problem.
Wait,
oh my God.
Here's the thing. It's the next. Not the next up. It's the next step afterwards is the one that did it. Not this one. The next step on the left leg.
TJ,
put it on the left leg.
Put it on 2.5 speed and make it really slow so Grumpy can see his calf.
And play the whole thing. Play the whole thing.
Is he lost?
I don't give a shit where the circle is. I know when he got hurt. It wasn't the first step. It was the last.
Here it is, Grumpy. Here it is. This is where
that's where Grump thinks he got hurt right there. That's what he was.
This is it. This is his left leg. You see this right here.
Just keep rolling it and shut up.
Oh my God. You see this? Watch, Grumpy.
Keep rolling it.
Bing! You see how you see
how his leg vibrates?
Wait till you see the next step. Wait till you see the next step on the left foot. That's where he really hurt it.
No, this is the play where he fucking hurt it, Grump.
No kidding. Watch the foot again. Watch when the foot hits again. This is the one where it does it right here. Blank. That's where it did it.
Already
right there.
fucking blown out, Grump. You can't tear your Achilles anymore when it's already torn.
He tore it twice, X. It healed itself real quick.
On that step, did it regrow itself back together and then he blew it out again?
See how it moves like
blown out.
oh!
Blown the fuck out right there. Right there.
I feel like
It
I'm
moved
dealing
like
with
the ocean. Okay,
I
Grumpy,
feel like
your
I'm dealing with
Achilles.
two morons.
Your
I'm
Achilles
dealing
is
with
not
two
supposed to do that, my friend.
Yeah, it wasn't the original step where you see his Achilles detached from his fucking calf. It was the one after that. That's the one where he got hurt.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, that is what happened. That happened the week we were gone. Of all freaking weeks, the week we didn't have a show. That happens. He tears his Achilles. Week 1, first drive. We had Jets fans on here cynically saying, hey, things are just going to go bad. I just have that feeling. Things are going to go bad for the Jets. Could we see him have a season-ending injury? Aaron Rodgers said, no, there's nothing to worry about with that. And in typical Jets fashion, I underestimated the Jets' ability to do Jets things. That was the problem. I thought there was no way Aaron Rodgers is going to get hurt week 1 of the NFL season, first drive. But he did. And man, oh man, you talk about a team that has a fantastic defense. They've got weapons, and they just needed the quarterback. And freaking first drive, he tears his Achilles.
All I'm going to say is, again, the Jets do Jets things. Now, he's had the surgery, some type of double secret probation surgery, like on Animal House. And he's supposedly going to be ready to come back in January when the Jets are in the playoff hunt, supposedly. But what would be really typical Jets? He comes back from this, some type of new procedure on Achilles, and he really tears it the next time, and then he's done for his life.
He
mild injury.
They injected him with mushroom serum inside of his Achilles, and then they held him in a dark room for 24 hours. That's what healed him.
So this is what happened, right? They had some innovative new surgery there. He's got a potential playoff return in sights. Innovative surgery repairs Achilles. They bridged it or some shit. I don't know. Yeah, as to me, that medical jumbo doesn't make any sense, and the jargon doesn't make any sense to me. But yikes! The fucking Jets cannot catch a break. I kind of feel bad for the Jets at that point, don't you, Grumpy?
I mean, if you're not a Jets fan, don't you feel bad for them, really? Even if you are a Jets fan, I mean, you kind of feel bad for them. It's like, man, typical Jets.
It's almost like if I'd feel bad for the Dolphins because they haven't won a Super Bowl, in 50, 60 years ago. When's the last time that the Dolphins won a Super Bowl, Grumpy?
1973, I think.
Wow,
50
years.
Speaking on the topics of injury, I'm going to put this comment up here.
Yes, let's talk about that. Drew says Saquon's injury looks bad, though. Oh, what a shock. The guy who is always injury prone. The guy who he's a good running back, right? He's a good running back, but he goes ahead and gets injured once again. Oh,
he got rolled up on. He got rolled up on because his useless fat lineman, that Evan Neal, that fat pig,
he's
couldn't
great,
get out of
baby.
the way.
The Hogs, baby. The Hogs.
He sucks. He just, it is what it is. And of course, he's on my fantasy team in the money league, and I'm devastated now. Devastated.
So Saquon Barkley got ruled up on. Tell us a little bit. I'm going to pull up the clip.
He's going to miss some time.
He was pretty upset on the sidelines. You can tell.
When you see a player, when you see a player slamming his helmet on the ground when they're sitting on the bench, it's not good. I'll just put it to you that way. He was walking and limping. I guarantee he won't play this Thursday against San Francisco. I'm going to guarantee he's out for certain.
Now I'll put this up. Remove that comment there, X, so we can see this new clip. This is the clip right here. It was 28-28. Now the Giants, we'll talk about them. They started off today's game against the Arizona Cardinals, who are 0-2, right, Grumpy? 0-2 Arizona Cardinals, down 20-0.
Well, they're 0-2 now. They were
0-1 before this game.
0-1. They're now 0-2. The winless Cardinals at this point. They go ahead. The Cardinals have a 20-point lead in the first half. The Giants played 6 quarters without registering a single point. Yikes, yikes, yikes. If it was not due to a historic collapse by the Arizona Cardinals, they would not have won this game. But this is where Barkley gets hurt. It's 28-28 tie, 1 minute and 8 seconds left, and this is what happened to Barkley.
He is a little shaken up.
Goes in that line of scrimmage. They're running called duo play, and you see Barnes.
Oh!
That ankle right there. There it is. Yep.
Oof. Oh my God!
He is a little
It's bad when he's not even putting pressure on.
That's always a good sign.
Oh my God, he's going to miss multiple weeks. I wonder if that's a knee, an MCL sprain too, his knee sprain.
It was all the ankle. All they were looking at was the ankle. Now he did walk off under his own power later.
Okay,
but he's going to miss some time, no doubt about it.
Oh my God. Oof. Think about that. This guy wants to get a 6 or 7 year contract. Please stop. You can barely.
That's why you don't.
Field.
That's why you don't give running backs 6 or 7 year contract extensions. Just don't do it, because it's the toughest position in football to stay healthy. You're never dishing out punishment. You're absorbing punishment every single time you touch the ball. You're getting hit and hit hard.
Oh,
that's why they don't make the money. Just the way it is.
I tell you. Yeah, he will not be playing Thursday. I'm sure of it. I wonder if that's going to keep him out 3 or 4. It might keep him out 3 or 4 weeks.
I would not be surprised.
Oh, man, oh, man. Yikes. Yikes. And I've got the video if you want to see it. He slams holy shit. He's not happy. Obviously, he slams his helmet. And this is where you can tell the severity or what he's got. Because he's dealt with ankle sprains before in the past.
Like Saquon Barkley.
He's dealt with high ankle sprains before in the past, and it's kept him out multiple weeks. Yep. Now, here's the thing about your ankles. When you start spraining your ankles and you start rolling your ankles and you continue to do it, the more and more you do it, it's not like your recovery time becomes, shorter and shorter.
Okay, he didn't roll his ankle. It's just the contact, right? The guy kind of got him and rolled up on his leg like
high
that.
Ankle sprain. High ankle sprain is what it's going to be called.
Yeah.
When you have a high ankle sprain, the multiple high ankle sprains, the more you have, it's not like, oh, my recovery time is going to be shortened. It takes longer and longer to recover the more and more high ankle sprains you have. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, true. He was upset. And I as soon as I saw him slam the helmet, I'm like, I'm done in the money league. That's the first thing I thought. I'm done in the money league.
Oh, Grumpy, look at him. He's always seeing how this affects me. Isn't that right, X?
Selfish.
Hey, that's the way it is.
Selfish. Now,
I'll flip up a comment.
Let's put up a comment there. Read that, please, or Grumpy.
Are we all rooting for the Pats to pick off 2 or 3 times just for Renee? No, I don't.
Just for Alexander.
Yeah, I don't. I think his thing. I think I'm on a record saying Tua is going to stay healthy this year. I think they're going to be good. They played the Chargers the first week. Did they deserve to beat the Chargers? Or did Brandon Staley once again beat his team? Well, the proof is in the pudding. Whenever the games are close, the Chargers are going to lose. And that's what happened last week. They were in position to win the game, and they don't. That's not to take away what Tua did. I thought he had a good game. Tyreek Hill, if he's not the best wide receiver in the NFL still, I don't know who is. He's really good.
He's the best wideout in the NFL. It's not even close for second. He's that damn good.
He's really good.
You look at that game, there are times where you had, for example, where Khalil Mack was playing single coverage, an outside linebacker / DN. Khalil Mack was in man-on-man coverage in the flats against Tyreek Hill. And I'm like, how in God's name do you allow this to happen as a coaching staff? How do you allow that? It's a matchup fucking nightmare. And you think to yourself, yikes. I tell you, the Chargers are 0-2 to start this season. They just lost to the miserable Titans, and I mean miserable Titans.
They had a big lead in that game and wound up choking it away.
Yep.
It's the coach. Players win games, coaches lose them by dumb decisions.
Think about how they lost, both of you guys. Think about how he lost recently. I mean, last year to the Jacksonville Jaguars. When they had a big lead.
4 at half, and you end up losing that game.
I'm going to let you know something. When you see consistently, we're losing all those close games, we have big leads, and we're managing to blow games against lower caliber teams, that's a fucking problem. What do you think, X?
Yeah, I absolutely think it's an issue. Coach is terrible. And, yeah, their team, they said that they wanted to improve their defense this year. That's why they signed Khalil Mack, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. Didn't help.
It's
Didn't
the
help at all.
coach.
They
It's the
still keep
coach.
losing games. They still keep giving up a shit ton of points after they're up.
Okay, just an example of what Staley did today. They had a 3-0 lead. There was 4th and 4 from the 10-yard line in the second quarter. And they determined they're going to go for it. Why? I put the points on the board, I always feel, right? You're in the opposing team's building, put points on the board.
Sure.
He determines to go for it. They don't get it. A penalty gives them another shot. And still 4th and 4, they go for it again, and they wind up scoring a touchdown. Okay, great. I thought it was dumb to go for it. It worked out, 9-0. Then they're going for a 2-point conversion. This is in the second quarter. It's just mind-numbingly dumb. Now, here's the thing. They get the 2-point conversion. You figure, okay, they're going to roll in this game. No. This is the Brandon Staley Chargers. They choked it away down the stretch, just making dumb decision after dumb decision after dumb decision. And Derrick Henry, when he gets the ball inside the red zone, inside the 10-yard line, it's Derrick Henry left, Derrick Henry right, Derrick Henry up the middle, Derrick Henry touchdown. And that's what we saw today. They drove the ball down deep. They tie it to send the game into overtime. They can't get the job done. They get the ball first. Tennessee comes down and they win the game. They're a loser, and they're a loser because their coach is a loser. He lost the game today.
He loses the game on a consistent basis. And like you talk about losers, right? I feel like the growing amount of losers there are, coach, losers there are, quarterback continues to grow and grow and grow. Man, oh man. It's just, he's hideous. There's a lot of coaches out there in the league you could just tell, and they might have good regular season records. Fantastic. The goal is not to be a team that squeaks into the postseason and makes the playoffs. Your goal is to win the effing Super Bowl. You've got a really talented quarterback. You've got good receiver threats there in Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, who, here's a little secret there to you, Staley, are not getting any younger. I know you draft Quentin Johnson to hopefully get another guy getting ready to be groomed to be a wideout hope there for Herbert, but your wideouts are no spring chickens, and you're continuing just to waste productive years of talented players like that. It's just yikes. It's bad. It's bad. The Chargers need to fire Staley. The sooner the better. But Gunga or X, what other comments do we have there? Let's try to get some current with some comments. I'm sorry. Yeah. Gungun says, I've been away for the past 2 weeks on a fact-finding mission and had no access to the internet or the outdoor world. Have I missed anything in New York sports during that time period?
A little bit.
Just Aaron Rodgers going out. He happened to pull his hammy. He has a little bit of a calf strain. Wasn't he dealing with a calf strain earlier on this year too?
Yes.
I wonder if playing on that had weakened his Achilles as well.
I don't know, but Joe Burrow also re-aggravated his calf injury today.
He's played like shit so far.
Yeah, he's
been miserable. He's been miserable.
Here's the thing. He played better at the end of the game, but that's what happens when you don't go through any. He got hurt the first day of practice. So you didn't practice with the team. You didn't do anything in the preseason because you didn't play. And then you try to come back. And those things happen. You need reps to get sharp. And you're seeing that with a lot of teams, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. And now here's the thing, at least about Joe Burrow, right? And X, if you remove this comment, because I want to talk about Burrow here for a second. Now, signs a huge contract. They start off the year 0-2. He gets injured and banged up. Let's say Burrow has to miss some time. There's a high possibility in that really tough AFC, they don't make the postseason. You start off the year 0-3 or 0-4. You don't make the fucking postseason in the AFC. 0-2. Last year they start off slow as hell too. But if Burrow's gonna miss time with this injury that he re-aggravated it, I think their chances of winning are probably better with Joe Burrow than their backup.
All I'll say is they've started off slow every year, Cincinnati, and they come on at the end of the season. Now, if that's your MO every year, you're going to have to turn it on. I thought they looked better in the second half than they did early. They were terrible last week. I don't know who they have next week, but they got to start winning games. Good for Baltimore. They get the Achilles injury to J.K. Dobbins. He's out for the year, but Baltimore looks much better this year. Their defense is good as always. Lamar Jackson seems a little bit more under control. The Zay Flowers kid looks like he's the real deal at wide receiver. Let's see. You can't fall too far behind Baltimore. That's all I'm going to say. 2 games behind already.
Okay, they've also got the Browns, the same team that beat them week 1. They've also got the Steelers. There's a lot of tough teams in that division, right? There's what, Grump?
The Steelers, let's see how the Steelers are.
Mike Tomlin has winning season after winning season after winning season. To think that they're going to be a team that strings together maybe 4 or 5 wins this year, I just think is foolish. They'll win games.
X, what do you think about the Steelers quarterback? Anything?
Kenny Spickett, small hands? No.
Yeah.
Gosh. They ain't winning shit. I mean, they'll win some games, but they're not winning they're not winning their division. That's not happening. And they might make the playoffs.
Well,
I don't see them as going far, though.
Pensive look off there in the distance there, X.
I was thinking.
You're going to come up with a profound thought.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Okay. Here's the thing. I think that the rumor was that maybe Pickett was concussed after who the hell knows? They didn't play well. The 49ers looked like a damn good team week 1. And they won again.
The 49ers are a good team.
They absolutely are.
It's more so to do with their defense and then their offensive weapons, not really their quarterback, but they are a good team. They have the best defense, if not top 2 defenses in the league. I'd say maybe the Cowboys might have a better defense than them.
Cowboys defense really good.
But, I mean, their offensive weapons are ridiculous. I mean, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, the best running back in the league, and then also Deebo Samuel.
And Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, Brandon Ayuk too. Yeah.
And Ayuk was hurt today.
Yep.
He got injured a couple times today. So we'll see if he misses any time going forward.
Yeah. So I mean, like they've got a lot of weapons. It just is the quarterback good enough? That's the question. But X, let's try to get current with some comments. Let's look at some more comments we've got. Okay. Drew says here, thank you for the meme, Grumpy. Paul Bitchinette won't be on or he won't be on my shit list now. Thanks to that. Andrew L says here, a week off and Grumpy is electric out the gate. Yeah, I was about to say Grumpy was, and it's funny. I didn't even, we usually talk to Grumpy beforehand. He didn't even mention the Paul Bitchinette thing. So that was all just organic there. Grumpy's all flamed up.
Everything's organic.
Gungun says, can we all live in peace and harmony and agree that the Jets are now officially the new Rangers, Cubs / Red Sox of cursed teams? Or has everyone else realized this years ago except for me?
When you hear us say the Jets do Jets things, that's all you need to know. We've known it for years. I
think, and this may be a bold statement, I think maybe because Rodgers thinks they can be back. He thinks he can be back in the postseason. He thinks this is a 4-month surgery. He can be back. If Rodgers is back healthy in the postseason, I still think the Jets maybe have a chance.
I think Zach Wilson hasn't looked awful at quarterback this year.
You didn't watch today's game.
Here's the thing. Fat boy looked like a big fat turnstile out there yesterday.
That's not true.
He didn't look terrible today.
He looked terrible. He was on his ass. You know what? All I know is he knows what number 11 looks like from the back. He knows his name. It's Parsons because he kept on seeing him run right past him.
And my thing is that's probably, again, the best, if not the second best defense in the league. And he was still putting up points on them.
But they played the Jets and the Giants. Today. They played the Jets and the Giants. 2 terrible offensive lines.
You don't think that Dallas is a really good defense?
I'm not saying that they're not a good defense. I'm just saying they played the Jets and the Giants, who were 2 terrible offensive lines. That's all I said.
I'm just saying I think Zach Wilson has played better this year than he has in the past.
Okay. He played like shit today. I don't know what game you're watching.
How many was it? 2 or 3 interceptions today?
3 picks today.
Okay, well, when were those interceptions thrown?
Please remove that comment there, X. Thank you.
When were those interceptions thrown?
Okay, they were
Towards
throwing
the end
all
of the
throughout.
game,
They were
right?
throwing all throughout the game.
Towards
All
the end of
throughout.
the game when they needed points, so he's got to throw the ball down the field. I mean, you can't blame a guy for throwing interceptions at the end of the game.
Because
Okay, it's not when they needed the fucking. Okay, X. This is like you talk about shitty interceptions. There's no pressure.
so much credit for
This is a clean fucking pocket by Zach Wilson. Clean pocket. Doop de doop de doo. Jesus, my bad. It's trying to give me an update. Something. Okay, clean pocket. He just and I don't think much of Diggs as a corner. I think he's just a very opportunistic cornerback.
He had the most interceptions last year in the league.
He gets burned on a consistent
He
basis.
gambles.
Okay, but he still gets a shit ton of interceptions.
This pass right here is just a shitty pass. It's
That's
not
a bad
like
throw.
it's not
Yeah,
like
that
anything
was a
goes
bad
well
throw.
by
That
him.
was a bad throw.
He
What
just-
about
he's
the
doing
other two?
Okay, you want me to throw up every single interception he's
You
had?
want to go ahead and talk shit about somebody? What about Josh Allen having 4 fucking turnovers against who was it that they played? Who the hell was
The
it?
Jets.
Jets, X.
Yeah, having 4 turnovers against the Jets, right?
He was really good today.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah, he had a bounce back game.
Okay, here's the thing, X. Josh Allen, when he tries to do too much, sucks.
Okay.
We've talked about it multiple times on this show.
He still had 4 turnovers. That's more than Zach Wilson had today.
You want to know why X is upset? Josh Allen having a bad game cost him in his money.
Fucking right. It did cost me my fucking
Otherwise,
money.
he could care less. He would have no idea what Josh Allen does because he's not on his fantasy team. It's the only reason he knows.
That's right.
Now, see, like he has some picks like this. These are just toss-up balls here. Just whoop, let's try to throw it up there.
Okay, this is in the 4th quarter when they're down by 20 points. He's trying to put fucking points on the board and win them the game. Well, I mean, what do you expect him to do?
I expect him to throw to the wide out that doesn't have the safety help over top. So, like, the reason I'll put this on slow-mo for you, the ball's already out, right?
Yep.
The safety help was over here covering Myles Garrett,
Got the
not
other guy
over
wide
here
open.
covering the open receiver. He threw to the wrong guy on the bomb. Like, consistently doing shit like that, when you take a chance and say, I want to throw a jump ball, let's take the option and say, let's throw the jump ball to the receiver that only is covered by one man instead of covered by 2. That's just a poor decision on Zach Wilson's side.
Oh,
Zach
go
Wilson
back,
is not
go
the
back.
answer.
Go back.
What, you want me to go back to where he throws the football?
Yeah.
It's a clean pocket. Another fucking
No,
clean
my
pocket.
point is the ball's out there. The ball's out there. We have no fucking idea where the safety's standing. We have
The
no
safety-
idea.
He's
He's looking at it. That's his fucking job.
X, he's watching this. He is staring at
He's looking at
at Garrett Wilson. He's staring at him.
So
Okay.
what does he do when he stares at Garrett Wilson the whole time? You know what the safety does?
I'm going to turn
I'm
my
reading
hips
his
and start
eyes.
drifting. I'm going to turn my hips and start drifting. Because if you stare here, flip the eyes. When the safety has his hips turned this way and you throw it to the other wide receiver, the safety doesn't get the help over top. You stared the wide out down. You drew the safety help over top. You throw the pick because you're just not doing the right things.
Brady,
This is the
Listen,
same mistakes he's
I'm
made before.
okay,
I'm going to
here's the
say
thing.
it again. Josh Allen played like shit against the Jets week 1. So
What does it have to do
and had
with
more
Zach
interceptions.
Wilson?
He had more turnovers. You want to talk about Zach Wilson playing like shit because he had turnovers? Well, Josh Allen had more week 1 and
What
lost
is
them.
it? What does Josh
Josh-
Allen on week 1 have to do with the performance of Zach Wilson today? And the
You're
chances
talking about how he
that
played like shit, but yet you want to still compare him to. You want to say Josh Allen's still playing well. That's my point.
Josh Allen was great today.
does play well.
Okay, but he played like
played-
dog shit in the first game. So what you saying Zach Wilson can't play now? Well, because
Josh Allen
didn't play well this game.
Josh Allen has a track record of being a really, really good quarterback. You know what Zach Wilson has a track record of? Nailing all the women in the
We have
neighborhood.
no idea. We have no idea with Rodgers' tutelage. We have no idea how well his track record is going to be. He could be a completely different player now.
Well, he
Is
wasn't
this a
today.
fucking joke? X.
We don't know. We don't know.
Oh,
He
stop.
could
He
be
threw an
good.
interception on his first pass last Monday night, too.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. What the good quarterbacks do, what Brady did masterfully, he looks the safety off. And
He
it
looks
opens-
the safety to the left and he knows, okay, the safety's turned his hips. If my wide receiver has done what he's supposed to and beat the corner on a fly route, I'm going to flip my eyes really quickly and then just throw a dart.
Or here's the
That's
thing.
what you do.
He looks on the other side to push the safety coverage that way. Then he goes to Garrett Wilson. He doesn't bird dog Garrett Wilson the whole way down the field. It's so easy to read. That's what a good quarterback does. He's not there yet. I don't know if he'll ever get there, but he's not there yet.
A lot of quarterbacks don't get there. That's my point. So, here's the thing. Zach Wilson is not good enough to win them a Super Bowl.
No, I don't think he's good enough to win them a Super Bowl. I think he's good enough to potentially get them to the playoffs.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think they can make the postseason, but it's going to be off the back of Breece Hall in the defense. They're not going to be a team that could throw the ball 25 or 30 times a game. He's not good enough to do that.
Their defense is really good. If they can't run the ball, they're done. He's not going to win the games passing the ball.
That's what I just said. I think they can make the playoffs by Breece Hall rushing for yards and by their defense.
And here's the thing. Dalvin Cook is done. He's done.
Of course he is. That's why they didn't sign him to that huge extension. Dalvin Cook should be used as a guy who gets 20% of the snaps. You Breece Hall, Dalvin Cook, Breece Hall, Dalvin Cook. That's how that should go. And Dalvin Cook maybe shows you a flash of what he used to be. Was that X?
He had a turnover today. Dalvin Cook did.
He did.
He had a fumble.
Yeah. Dalvin Cook always fun. Yeah.
For the Jets to win, they can't turn the ball over. They can't turn the ball over. They're not good enough offensively to turn the ball over.
That Dallas team is playing good football right now. It's early yet in the season. They're playing good football. But here's the thing. Breece Hall had 4 rushes today. Michael Carter had 2 rushes. Dalvin Cook had 4 rushes. Okay. To running backs, the Jets only ran the ball freaking 10 times today. And there was a run to Ashton Davis. I'm not sure if that's a wide out or running back or who that is. They handed off the ball 11 times today. That is not a recipe for success for the Jets. Just not.
For any team.
Yeah.
Got to run the ball. Got to be able to run the ball a little bit.
Yep. So, yeah, again, they had to throw the ball 27 times. He was 12 for 27, a touchdown and 3 picks. Bad performance by him. The Dallas defense is a good defense. But, X, let's try to get current. I'm not sure if you got all the other comments started up.
I don't have all the other ones started up.
But let's get to that then. Johnny Mack says here, Tua is going to be 2-0 tonight, boys. Now,
I
I'll
agree.
mention this. I did talk with some Dolphin fans before the game.
Why?
Alexander, wait, Grumpy. Alexander invited me to speak on Monday, and I was busy there. We were out of town, but he invited me, I think, again today, and I joined in to just pop in. I asked the question to these Dolphin fans, do you believe in Tua? And they took such great offense. Oh, they're trying to divide our fan base. They're trying to do this. They're trying to do that. I've never heard of a more unintelligent conversation, piece, and starter. Like they were all up on guard. Like, I'm an outsider coming in. I'm a big Giants fan, and I think that Daniel Jones is better than Tua. I said, I think Daniel Jones and Tua are the same. Mediocre quarterbacks that are never good enough to win a Super Bowl. Right? I classified quarterbacks like this: good enough to win the Super Bowl, not good enough to win the Super Bowl, and not good enough to put on an NFL jersey. Those are the 3 classifications.
Tua sucks. He can't throw the ball. He cannot throw the ball.
They told me multiple times, no, Tua is so fantastic. And there's the fan base, those Dolphin fan base, and they were taking such great offense. They all, even though I had to probe them a million times, they believe that Tua is good enough to win a Super Bowl. So, again, just like when Alexander comes on here, all of these Dolphin fans are foolish enough to think that Tua can win a Super Bowl.
I don't know why you want to wade into pathetic, the shallow intelligence pool of a fanboy group. I don't understand. How they're going to, how they think.
I didn't. I really thought there would be some level-headed Dolphin fans out there, but that was wrong.
No, every single fan group is the same. I'm going to tell you what. I had the game on. Noodles cannot get the ball down the field. He just can't freaking do it. Can't do it. He is incapable of throwing a deep ball. He throws balls in the dirt behind guys. His arm isn't good enough. They will win tonight because their weapons are so good. And the couple of times he does get the ball to wide receiver, they'll be able to make plays. He blows.
Was it that? Were you talking about the pass to Waddle?
Yeah, and before that, the pass to Hill. The pass to Hill that was behind him, too. It's like he can't get the ball there. Everything's a fly ball. He had Hill wide open on the sideline, and he just throws an air ball 10 yards out of bounds. He sucks. He sucks. Sorry.
Yeah, he had Waddle open, too, and just hit the corner in the ass with the ball.
It's like because he can't get the ball out there. Their weapons, if they had a real quarterback, they were a threat.
They win a Super Bowl if they had a real quarterback.
I don't know if they win a Super Bowl, but they're a real threat. I will say that.
Noodles cannot throw the football, and that's what I was trying to ask these Dolphin fans think that he's great, man. They love him. Oh, he's fantastic, Tua. It's we'll see. We'll see how
he fell today going to make a pass down by the goal line. He tripped over his own feet and threw the ball out of bounds. I'm like, come on.
Oh,
But here's the thing, Daniel Jones blows.
I think if you put Daniel Jones in an offense like the Miami Dolphins, he'd put up a few big games too. I don't think they're good enough to win Super Bowl. I think both of those quarterbacks have no shot of ever winning a Super Bowl.
None.
Simple. You don't win a Super Bowl, and you don't have a high chance of winning a Super Bowl with an average quarterback. You just don't. You've got 2 top 10 wide receivers for the Miami Dolphins. If you don't win a Super Bowl, guess what? Guess where the finger gets pointed? The quarterback. And it's like you're trying to argue like rudimentary things like, hey, your quarterback's the most important player of the team. Well, the entire team plays, and the quarterback's not the most important player because they got 11 guys on the field. I'm like, am I talking to a kindergartner?
There are a lot of morons who think that, believe you me. There's a lot of stupid people who believe like that, right, X?
Really?
I had a conversation with two people who I like, nice kids. They told me that Tom Brady he didn't win Super Bowls. Adam Vinatieri won Super Bowls. First Super Bowls. I'm like, what?
I heard that this got grumpy hot under the collar. I think X is telling me this guy hot under the collar.
Their defense won Super Bowls. I'm like, I said, first of all, I said, I've been watching football. I said, I've forgotten more Super Bowl than you'll ever know. I said, I've been watching it. One guy tried to say that he knew more about football because he coaches a middle school team. You know what you do in middle school when you want to coach?
4 fantasy teams, motherfucker. Sit down. Right, Grumpy? That's what you told him?
I'm just like, stop. I said, just stop.
I will say one Super Bowl that you don't agree with me on is the Seattle Super Bowl. I think the defense did win them that Super Bowl.
Now,
actually, I think it was more so Pete Carroll lost them the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Okay. Again, coaches lose games, players win them. That Seattle defense was a legendary defense. Brady was down. They were down 10 points in the fourth quarter. He drove them back to win that game. No one beat the Legion of Boom defense back then.
If Malcolm Butler doesn't make that interception, though, that's a win for the Seahawks. The Patriots do not win that Super Bowl.
But you know what? Every single game that they've lost, every single Super Bowl that Brady's lost, the 3 of them, were all because the defense couldn't hold up their end of the bargain. So one time they hold up their end of the bargain. Of course, we don't want to talk about the blown 50-yard pass to Marshawn Lynch on one side, the lucky helmet catch by Javon Curse. Those are lucky plays, right?
It was by David Tyree.
They finally, that was against
Javon Curse had the one where it bounced off of just about every bone off of his body, and he freaking caught it on the sidelines. I remember that play.
If Brady doesn't lead those comebacks, they lose that game.
Yeah,
they were down 10 points. It's the first time anyone came back from 10 points down ever in a Super Bowl.
I do think it was odd. I've never run across fans or people who claim to be fans who think every single position has equal importance on the field. I'm like, explain to me then why quarterbacks get paid the most head over heels of every other position, right? If it's the importance of that, there's a reason why they pay quarterbacks more than every other position. It's because they're the most valuable fucking player on the field.
Okay. Would you not agree that quarterback is the most important position in sports?
Yes.
I don't think anything else is even close.
It's more important than a goalie in hockey. It's more important than a starting pitcher in baseball. It's more important than unless you're playing a single person sport. In team sports, it's the most important position in all of team sports.
It's not even
close. Every single time you have the complete decision making ability of where to put the ball. You put it to certain spots. You choose who it goes to. You read defenses. You make calls at the line of scrimmage. You determine sometimes play calls. You make audibles. You call and change the play on the fly. Quarterback is the most important position. And trying to talk to these kindergartners, where all players are equally important. Quarterback's the most important position. I don't understand that. You're just too low knowledge for me, even a waste of time.
There you go. I was told that the coach was the most important thing, and I'm like, a coach never won a game.
Important. I think coaches are very important.
But here's the thing: a coach can put you in a position to win.
Yes.
But a coach has never made a play on the field ever. The players have to execute. I don't care how good your X's and O's are. If you don't have the players who can execute that and their talent, you don't win.
Coaches prepare the team and they get the game plan put into place. They help prepare the players. So if players look prepared out there in the field, that's a testament to good coaching staff, good preparation, good dedication by the players. That's what the coaches do. And they make adjustments during the game. The adjustments during the game right? Like we talk about how teams can lose them. Right? I thought the Eagles made no adjustments in the Super Bowl at halftime, none at all. Where
That's what
Andy
people-
Reid, a more veteran crew, made some adjustments. They helped put the team in a better position to win games. Did Andy Reid win them the Super Bowl? No, but he sure as hell helped position them for a chance to win it. And that's what coaches do. They prepare teams and they help make adjustments to help better prepare a team and for a good second half. That's what they do. But X, what other comments do we have here?
Yeah, let me get to them in 1 second. We got a lot. Well,
Good.
put
X,
one
we've
up.
been gone for a
Just put
while.
one up.
I know. I'm trying to get to current ones and
Auburn 3-0, says Johnny Mack. There he is. Andrew L says here, I almost forgot. Did you guys end up recording pickleball, or did Son X delete it because he got exposed? Yes, we did. X, he left. I was putting the work on Son X, and he had to leave. He left. He went running away.
well, I will say TJ did leave it in print, if you know what I mean, on the in the pickleball court. That's all.
We played. It was me and the Warden against TJ and X, and then it was me and X against TJ and the Warden. I thought he was going to put the Warden through a wall. He did run through a wall literally at one point, and he creased the wall of the building.
Yep.
Which I'm like, holy crap!
It was a support beam. He cracked it a little bit.
He did. It was.
I did go ahead and definitely put a crease into the walls. Like, oof, it was a big one. I'm talking about if you're repairing drywall, you're going to Home Depot. You're not used to just a little bit of the patch of drywall. You're not saying, oh, I can cut this in half and utilize some for another project. You're having to use the entire piece of drywall. I'm just happy it didn't run through like and create a huge hole. I definitely put a crease, straight down line, sidewards line. I definitely put a crease all throughout that drywall. Yes, we do have some recorded. I'll have to get it uploaded. X was, the Warden was the worst out of all the players that were out there. I'll be honest like that. The Warden, I kind of got into an issue where I kept not letting the Warden get any balls because she would just miss them all. But
he was cheating. He was going into the kitchen area.
I was not cheating.
Absolutely was.
Grumpy was
the
giving
rules lose if you must, but always cheat. That's TJ's motto.
And here's the
I was
thing,
good.
TJ.
I was good.
When TJ and I wound up playing a little de facto match at the end, who won, TJ? Who scored more points?
We didn't finish the game.
Who scored more points?
You were up by 1 point.
I was up by 2, not 1, 2.
It's worth mentioning. I had the serve, and I just scored 3 consecutive points. I was figuring out the game. My first time playing, I was going to beat the brakes. I was going to beat the brakes off of
Just
Grumpy.
like I beat X.
I was going to beat the brakes off of Grumpy. X is by far, the third best. Grumpy's the second best. I was the best player that was out there. It wasn't even close.
You want to go with your little moral victory? I'll go with the real victories. Thank you.
I've got video of me going against you and X both and beating you both.
You realize that X and I both whispered to one another, let TJ look good for the video. You realize that, right?
Oh, that's what it is now. Okay.
Absolutely.
That's why you couldn't get a serve back over? That's why you couldn't go ahead and hit a ball?
Played some ping pong. I would like both. You all both. I could probably like both.
Fucking back to this ping pong bullshit. Is this kid fucking for real? Ping pong? Please stop. Bing bong. Alrighty, X. Let's go to the okay. Next. Oh, hold on. What did Gungun say? I didn't read that comment.
Oh, about his hair.
So next, your hair looks good and strong. Will it grow, or will you grow it long? Want to play ping pong? Ping pong.
Yes, I want to play ping pong. That's correct. No, I actually need a haircut. My hair's a little too long right now.
Alrighty, X. Next comment here. D-Cut says here, solid take by X on the Gannon hire. Look at there. X, you're doing a few positive things. You're being noticed. Show the fan fights SNTJ. We will. Let's get current with the comments. We will not forget this. Gungun says, is it just me or is Romo the most annoying football announcer? Whose ass did he kiss to get his job and make the major moolah?
X, any comment on that?
I think it was just the fact that he played for the Cowboys. I think that's the reason why he got the job. He was a Cowboys quarterback. Isn't his wife like Jessica Simpson or something like that? He's a well-known person. He's a celebrity. They threw him out there.
No. Here's the thing. When he first applied for the job, he was good his first couple of seasons. Then he started kind of making the money. He's kind of mailed it in since then. And now he's kind of a caricature of himself.
I really thought he was really good the first few years. I haven't paid attention and listened to him recently, though.
He's not good anymore. I thought the first couple of years he was good. I always liked Phil Simms in the job myself. But eventually you stay there long enough and people don't like you. And Romo's at that stage already. So who knows how long he'll stay in that
You
position.
give enough takes, you're going to piss off enough fan bases. And when you piss them off, they don't ever turn around and say, oh, wow, he said something nice finally. I like him. But what's the next comment we've got here? James
Farrell says, hey, I went to the Yankees game. Great stadium. Too bad they lost. You say that just about every game the Yankees played this year. Who says the Packers and the Jets both got effed. The Packers lost a first-round pick because Rodgers won't be able to play 7% of their snaps, and Rodgers can't play for the Jets. Typical Jets, 100% correct. James also says, guys, your thoughts on the NFL wants grass in stadiums. The NFL does not want grass in stadiums. The NFLPA wants grass in stadiums. That will not happen because that costs money, and the owners just don't want to do that. Think about how much money they've already invested in these fields. They're not changing that up. And to say that injury to Aaron Rodgers was caused by the field is just being disingenuous. Now,
J.K. Dobbins literally had the same exact injury, and that was on grass. So
now TJ liked playing on grass as opposed to the turf fields.
I like grass a lot better than playing on turf. Turf blows, personal opinion, but it's a lot more cost effective to have turf, which is the reason why they all do it.
Yep.
Sad truth of it.
JP says, hail to Magic Johnson's, hail victory. I don't know. Something on the warpath. Fight for old DC. It's showtime, baby. 2-0. Yes, the Washington Redskin Commanders are 2-0 to start the season.
Wow. Frank says, what's up? Hi, Big Three. Hi, peeps. What's up, Frank? How are you, man? JP says, the NFL is mad manipulated anyway. The Jets aren't winning anything until Joe Namath dies, regardless. Oh, wow. Peter M says here, is Bissonnette a bigger bitch than Josh Bailey?
Grumpy. Absolutely.
Wow.
Josh Bailey is a way better person than Bissonnette.
I can't wait to hear you talk about Bissonnette on the Islanders podcast. We're going to have a blast with that. John B says, let me say this, folks. I'm a Dallas fan, but that Howell is legit. Sam Howell is legit. How the heck did he slide? Now, I only tuned in. I wound up falling asleep, admittedly, during the afternoon games. What can I say? Sunday afternoon nap. How did Sam Howell look? I didn't get a chance to watch the game in the bridge version yet.
It's Denver.
I'm not impressed by him much. He's okay.
He looked good in that game. He looked good in that game.
He's in the handful of quarterbacks who you say, okay, he's okay.
Like Kirk Cousins, right?
Now, I am really, really, really tough on quarterback play. I really am.
As you should be. It's the most important position. They get paid the most.
I've always, and somebody told me that when I was working for the Panthers, somebody told me, I said, you know what, you're really tough on quarterbacks. I said, I am. And that's why these guys they're all ham and eggers. There's so few guys who I'd say that guy's the real deal. So few. Here's the thing. Is Howell okay? Is Mr. Howell okay? I guess so. Lovey thinks so. And the rest of Gilligan's Island, they all think so. He's okay, I guess. Is he great? He's going to win your Super Bowl? No. He could luck his way there. I mean, he's not as good as Kirk Cousins. So look at it that way.
And
Frank said the Jets beat Buffalo, guys. Let's not forget that. The Jets always beat Buffalo. They have a good matchup for Buffalo, without a doubt.
But the problem with Buffalo is they try to play hero ball. Okay, hold on. Sam Howell and the Commanders have played the Broncos and the Cardinals.
True.
Are we going to let that sink in? The Cardinals are going to be the worst team in the NFL this year. And the Broncos were hideous last year. And are they 0-2 to start this year too? Or did they win last year?
They lost to the Raiders,
who got absolutely obliterated today.
Steamrolled.
Who did they lose to? Who did they lose to? 49ers?
Bills.
The Bills, yeah. Whoever they absolutely put a clinic on. What a shock. The Bills come out and play like shit week 1. They absolutely steamroll the Raiders the next week. I will say this. Maybe we want to pause a little bit on the Commanders' love. That's all.
There's so many overreactions to the first couple of weeks of the season, particularly week 1.
Sure.
So many overreactions. You got to let the season settle in a little bit. 17 games, soon to be 18. 17 games.
Druel says Saquon's injury is confirmed an ankle sprain. Not sure if it's mild or major, though.
I think he'll miss Thursday's game, though.
A goon Grumpy.
Grumpy, would you still welcome Aaron Rodgers over your house for dinner, or has that open invitation been? No, I bring him over here, but he'd have to shower. I don't think he's with that smelly bitch Shailene Woolley anymore. So I think he uses soap, and he looks like he got himself a haircut. He cleaned up his act a little bit. I'd welcome him over here. I think we'd have a good time.
Oh shit! You know what I just noticed? Our last podcast that was put up got taken down. The stream got taken down. God damn it!
How come?
So I don't know. I'll have to look into it and see if I can do anything to get that put up. But the last stream was taken down. Okay. Drill said, I think it's a mix of both. The Giants found their groove offensively, but the Cardinals hilariously choked. Daniel Jones sucks. He's awful. He's not a
terrible.
quarterback.
He's terrible. He's not even Kirk Cousins.
He's a game manager.
He's not even. He likes to run. They got him running all the time. Like, stop running the ball, shithead.
We saw it happen to the other quarterback who likes to run the ball quite a bit, week 1 and week 2. Both weeks he leaves with a concussion.
They don't get it. You know what? I realize that they do a lot of running in college. The pros ain't college, folks. The guys are a lot faster on defense, and they hit a hell of a lot harder.
A lot bigger, a lot stronger. Anthony Richardson, speaking about running quarterbacks. Anthony Richardson, what do you have, back-to-back weeks with concussions?
No, he didn't have a concussion week 1, but he did have a concussion this week.
Oh, no, he went into concussion protocol both weeks.
That's what I thought. He had concussion week 1, right?
I didn't think
they said he did not. But they took him out.
He did.
And today he banged his head after scoring his second touchdown in the first quarter. He banged his head on the turf, and then he was out for the rest of the game. Gardner Minshew came in. And is Gardner Minshew as physically talented as Anthony Richardson? No. Does he throw a better ball? Yup. Is he a better quarterback? Yup. But, he's not going to run like Anthony Richardson.
Here's the problem.
You're risking your franchise when you sign these guys and you have them run the ball all the time. It's just stupid. They're going to get hurt. Look at Lamar Jackson, right? Lamar Jackson, good quarterback, without a doubt. But you know what? He runs too much. That's why he gets hurt. Look at Daniel Jones. He will get hurt. Richardson, hurt.
One thing the whole thing Lamar Jackson was complaining about was that he didn't have enough weapons. I didn't watch the Baltimore game, but is he still running?
Yeah, he's still running.
So what was he bitched about not having weapons then? Because now he got all the weapons. They signed OBJ. They drafted Zay Flowers.
OBJ got hurt today.
Oh, he got hurt today? Odell Beckham Jr. did?
Yep.
Not shocked. ACL injury again?
No.
I think ankle injury. I don't know what it was. He's out. He got hurt today.
He's finished as a player.
He's not finished. Please stop. Here's the underlying issue. If you want to go ahead and use your quarterback like a running back, right? Will he produce? Sure, he'll produce. Is his chance to get injured now higher because all you do is run the football with him? Abso-freaking-lutely. And that's the issue. If you're going to put the most money out of any player in your team and a guy who you're going to run all the time and he's got a high chance of getting injured, you're going to see that your freaking success rate and the likeliness of him being healthy is going to be lowered. Simple. So, anyway, I feel like I'm preaching to the choir. Go ahead, X.
Who was the better man for the Mets jobs, David Stearns or Howard Stern? Well, David Stearns was signed from Milwaukee, and that's the guy that ownership wanted last year. Milwaukee said no, they wouldn't let him go. He was there for the last year of his contract, and he signed with the Mets, and I think that's good news for the Mets long term. David Stearns did a lot of stuff in Milwaukee on a really a low budget, and he's able to bring it and develop pitchers in particular. And I think that's a really good hire by the Mets.
I'll take David Stern over Howard Stern any day of the week.
There you go.
Go ahead, though, X. James F.
James F. says, I wish the Patriots would wear these uniforms tonight for the rest of the season. It's the red ones.
I like those uniforms.
Well, it's those old throwbacks, with Pat Patriot on the helmet. Nice looking. Nice.
I'm biased, though, because I like the retro jerseys always. I always like the retro jerseys.
Goon says here, do the Mets bounce back next year or do they remain true to the Mets, Jets, Islanders trajectory? The Mets are going to take another step backwards. I don't see how they take a step forward unless they really sink a whole bunch of cash into the team. I think they're in a real rebuilding process right now. Like guys like Beatty, like guys like Francisco Alvarez, like guy like Mauricio? Grumpy?
Mauricio.
Okay.
I forget his first name. Something with an R. I don't remember the first name.
Yeah, let those young guys. He only played for a few games. I forget. He's a prospect, but let the young guys kind of make their way, see what you have, start developing the young talent. That's what you need to do. The blueprint of signing 30-plus-year-old and 37, 8, 9, 10 year, or 39-year-old pitchers to long contracts, or to like 2 or 3 year deals that were former Cy Young winners is not the way to win a Super or a World Series. Sorry.
I don't think you're going to see that from David Stearns.
Well, that's good.
Now he's done things where they've acquired pitchers, but it's usually young pitchers who develop. I love that hiring.
Mm-hmm. I know you wanted him last year too for the Mets.
I did.
Yep.
James F says, TJ, can you bring up the article about Mike Babcock is quitting the Blue Jackets? We talked about that.
We talked about that right off the bat there, James. Sorry, man. Once over, hopefully we won't get this stream taken down, but you'll be able to go listen to it later. Staley is a child. He's shitty
terrible.
coach.
He's terrible. He might be the worst coach in the league.
One of the worst coaches in the league. Gungun says, who could do more good for the Mets next year? Shohei, Ohtani, or lasting Smillage?
Neither one. Shohei Ohtani is going to be having surgery. Who knows how much time he misses? If he even plays at all next year, who knows? If he wants to get that, the Tommy John surgery, I don't see how he plays. D-Cut says, leave the thinking to the adults, X.
Ouch.
It is. There
Tony
it is.
G says, I love when TJ uses SAT words that he heard his wife say. So true.
Hold on.
Drew
Did you mention Tony Cheese's new profile picture, Grumpy? You just glazed over that.
I didn't see it.
Hold on. What do you mean you didn't see it?
I didn't see it. I was reading it. I wasn't looking at the picture.
Look
at
there,
that.
Grumpy.
Look at that baby. Look at him. He's like, why am I with this guy?
I'm gonna be a freaking Jets fan. Holy shit. This guy, Tony Cheese, is gonna make me an effing Jets fan. Are you kidding me? That's what he's worried about there, Grump.
Drew says both the Lions and the Seahawks just love to inflict torture onto one another, don't they? That's 3 straight games where they've scored a boatload of points every year. And your buddy, Tank McNamara, didn't do the job today.
Well, hold on. Who's Tank McNamara?
Tank, it was an old comic strip. Do you know what comic strips are, TJ?
Yeah, I know what a fucking comic strip is, Grumpy.
Doesn't. Tank McNamara was a former football player who turned into an announcer, and it was I don't know how many years it was. It was when I was a kid. It was certainly there. And Tank McNamara was, a big dumb ex-jock. Frank K says Saquon will not be a Giant next year. He's a liability. The market for running backs are an eye. Next.
I agree.
Well, they can't lose him. They can't lose him right now.
They can franchise him. So that's the thing. So they can franchise him. That's what he did stupidly by not accepting the franchise tag this year. He said, I'm going to be guaranteed to be franchised next year.
John B says, thoughts on Mr. Howell and Lovey from Gilligan's Island. Dallas fan, but for his experience age, he looks really good. Just remember the teams he played. That's all.
He's had much better second half of the games where they just start throwing the ball against, a team that we just saw with a 20-point lead going into halftime, find a way to squander that lead in the Cardinals, and then a really, really bad defense. 2 really shitty defensive squads. So I'd say we want to just hold a little bit on him. Could he be a successful quarterback? Maybe. It's just really early yet. Frank Hay said Zach Wilson is a USFL quarterback. Oh, gosh.
For me, again.
Let's see here. X, I wanted to say your takes tonight are super based. Okay. Got base takes there, X. And what's up, gentlemen? What's up, Helen Yeller? How are you? Next comment there, X. Tony G says, as a Jets fan, I want to say I appreciate your takes on X. Oh, his pause. Look at him. He's just trying to curry favor with the Jets fans on this show, Grumpy.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's over here scheming, Grumpy.
How X-like.
This is X-like. Go ahead there, X. Next comment here by JP. Zach Wilson's awful today. So the Jets pass, and so was the Jets pass and run blocking, as well as their run defense. Awful, but they're not supposed to win. So okay, there it is. And X, I'll let you get some more comments queued up here for us. We'll get. I do want to go ahead because we have got some more topics to discuss here, Grumpy. Now, Before I forget, we've got some fan fights that were sent to us by D-Cut as well as by D-Cut as well. All right, well, let's remove that last comment we've got up there. X got less messy workspace there. X, we've got some fan fade sent by D-Cut as well as Drew L. I want to go ahead and post this first before we get into the real hard and heavy fan fights. Grumpy, there was an outburst in women's tennis. One of the most vicious outbursts I'd say I've ever seen in tennis. Grumpy, old man. Now in the tennis world, this is causing ripples, right, Grumpy? Wouldn't you say?
I don't see, honestly, I don't even know what the problem is with it.
Okay, I'm just saying in the tennis world, it is. I could just tell you based off of the comments that are online, oh, this is so unprofessional from this tennis player. Now, let's paint the picture of what happened.
The tennis player, they didn't like the fact that the cameras picked it up and showed what was going on in the locker room. That was the problem they had.
Okay. You're wrong. I could just tell you based off of what I searched, how many of these fans who watch tennis were talking about how unprofessional it was of her to smash a racket. Okay.
She didn't do
you what they're saying. You listen to what they say.
They're losers. Whoever said that's a fucking loser. I'll be honest with you.
That's right.
She didn't show the girl up on the court or anything like that. She went into the locker room and she started bashing some stuff. She was angry because she lost the match. So what? Why are they showing that footage?
She lost in the finals. To paint the picture, because Grumpy botched the whole picture painting. She loses in the final, doesn't do anything out there in the court. This is what happens. It gets released. What she does behind the scenes. Some tennis fans are upset that she did this. Some tennis fans are upset that they're showing her doing this. There's two different people in different camps, okay? But some tennis fans are upset with this display of her dissatisfaction with her performance. I'll let you watch it, and I'll let you be the judge.
No one's supposed to be watching here. She's just mad. She didn't like her racket. Didn't do the job today.
So apparently in this, there was a Netflix film crew that was also right next to her when she did this.
Yeah. She was angry and she throws it. There you go. What's so bad about that? I
don't understand what's bad about it either. But I'm just saying there are some tennis fans that are upset that she did this, and they're calling her unprofessional for getting for
You know what I say about those tennis fans? You're a fucking loser in life. Every one of you are fucking losers. Because you know what? You be somebody who gets your ass beat. You come back there. Oh, it's okay. I lost. It doesn't matter. This woman's a professional. You know what? She expected more. She thought she deserved more after winning the first set against Coco Gauff. It didn't work out the way she didn't show up. Coco Gauff. She said, she played great. Congratulations, blah, blah, blah. She went into a private area and she beat a racket. I've seen players break rackets on the freaking court.
I love when they do that too. I love when they do that.
Here's the thing. That looks bad. It's much ado about nothing. Anybody who has a problem with that, you're a loser. You're a life loser.
Okay, here's there's a lot of comments like this. This is absolutely unprofessional. I mean,
the match was
smashing
over.
A racket after the U.S. Open final defeat to Coco Gauff.
The match was over.
There's a lot of those fans who were like, "Oh man, this is so unprofessional of her smashing her racket." Dude, you know what? It's behind.
No, she should have cheered that Coco beat her. Yay! I'm so glad you beat me. Ridiculous.
Losers. Freaking losers.
Oh God. I like that. I like it. It is pathetic. I'd agree. Absolutely pathetic. Now, we got one more topic here we talk about. Let's show the fan fights, and then we'll get caught up on comments. So there were some fights all across the world here. We're going to show some fan fights, and there were some fights in games this week. There were some players that were throwing fists, as shocking as that may sound. So we do have a little bit of everything to talk about. This year was at a Washington Commanders game. Now, you're going to see here, I'll let you watch. We start off the scene. There's a fight going on. Here's our event staff. He's already on the scene. Johnny on the spot. We've got here as well, it looks like Allen is holding back Ray Lewis.
Allen and Lewis.
Allen is holding back Ray Lewis. And what's the one thing we learn when friends girlfriends, brothers, sisters hold back the one of the fighters. They always
Their fighter gets beat up. Their fighter gets punched out because you got some moron holding them back.
Absolutely. They always get their
In
ass
professional
kicked.
wrestling, those are the bad guys who hold the guy back as he gets waylaid. You can't do that. If he wants to fight, let him fight. What are you going to do? I love when the wives do it. That's the best. You know what? I'm not going to say punch your woman out, but you know what?
Oh, Grumpy, you can't.
I said I'm not going to say that. I didn't say
As
that.
he says it. As he says
I'm not going to say this,
but don't you know when they're grabbing? It's like he's trying to fend her off, and the guy's getting beat up.
It's like
because the other guy's not playing by the same rules.
Yeah, I'll let you watch. So we picked this up here. Allen over here is holding Ray Lewis back. He's got him like in an arm bar. We've got the event staff already in between him and the fighter. Ray Lewis does have the high ground. What do we think is going to happen?
Ray Lewis is he looks like he's got both his arms pinned behind him. Looks like he's going to get beat up.
If he didn't have his arms pinned behind him, he would have said, Anakin, I have the high ground.
The person usually with the high ground wins, but let's see.
I honestly wish that Allen's name was Clark, because then it'd be like Lewis and Clark.
Look at him trying to wiggle his way out of this double arm bar. Look at the shit.
Yeah. I don't know how hard he's trying. Oh, shit. Let him go. What is this idiot Allen holding him as he takes a beating?
What the fuck happened here?
I mean, look at poor Lewis, man.
Ray Lewis is feeling it. And why is he getting escorted? What's going on here?
He got escorted we're getting beat up.
You just got your ass kicked. Time to leave the stadium. What happened to the guy who just pummeled this guy?
What happened to Allen? I think Allen was maybe in cahoots.
I think Allen.
Look at this guy. How drunk does he look? Now,
he looks that, or either he looks CTE, baby. He looks like Tua week 3.
Oh shit!
Here's this woman holding him back.
God
This
damn it!
How it started. This is maybe how it started. He is drunk off his ass.
Oh. I think.
Oh my God! Who the hell is this guy from the side?
I love this because she was interjecting. She was trying to keep this guy, and the other guy said, "Screw you! You're not my wife." He kicked her ass to the ground, and then he beat the other guy up.
Terry McLaurin over here. This is a different scene. Terry McLaurin also got in on the action. What the hell?
Hit her, Terry.
Oh my God! Who the hell is this? A female Terry McLaurin kicks a lady when she's on the ground. Look at this. Oh my God, who the hell is this bitch? They're coming in, they're beating up these. I usually hate the Baltimore fans, but look at these Commander fans. They're beating up on the damn Baltimore Ravens. Oh, come on.
She shouldn't have got involved. She wanted to get involved, she got kicked.
Get him! Yeah!
You got her by the hair. You got to grab the woman by the hair always and yank it around and come on, hit her. Oh, look, she's got her by the hair. I told you. I knew she was going to go for the hair.
Jesus Christ.
Man, that's a good one. I like that one.
Oh my
What would
God.
you do if you were getting in a fight and some random fan was trying to hold you back?
I'm knocking that fan out.
I also wouldn't be that hammered, pissed drunk at a game.
That's true.
That's a problem. Anytime you get hammered, pissed drunk, if you're just asking, you're going to do something that's going to piss somebody off. The Commanders are down a few points. Fuck you, Baltimore Ravens fan. Boom.
You want to know what Laurence Olivier would have done in the movie Marathon Man?
What would he have done?
He would have hit that button, had that knife come out, go, stab him with that knife. That's what he would have done.
Look at this.
That's what happened. Hey, that's what happened to Chief Brody in that movie. Took a shot to the abdomen, and that was it.
You shouldn't even asked him there, X.
All right,
We got one more fan fight. Oh, go ahead.
No, run the fan fight.
Now, this is one more fan fight that we've got here. Now, this is, hey, it's in the season. 'Tis the season of NFL fan fights. We'll have them for quite some time. Who doesn't love this? Now, this broke out between Texan fans when they were down 31-0 to the Colts. Oh, good gracious. Let's take a look. Now, I haven't watched this one either, but I'm sure.
I have
love
players on the field.
You know, here's the thing I like the best. Everyone gives them their space. That's not like they have an actual ring there, but the way the fans are set up, it's almost like a lumberjack match where if you get too close to the crowd, they push it back in the center. I like it.
Yep. Hey, we're going to let you settle your dispute, an honorable fight. You know, maybe you'll make it out, maybe you won't. But look at the event staff, baby. They're abiding by this rule too. They're saying, "Fuck breaking this shit up."
They're breaking out the phone.
And start recording.
They're
Keep-
World Star
like
for that live stream.
There it is. I love that. The event staff, the yellow shirts, man. The yellow shirts have not done
This
well.
is an event. This is an event that's going on.
It is an
Jesus
event.
Christ. Oh, good gracious. Okay.
Double feature.
Little wrestling going on. Little double arm lock. Somebody was. Oh, look at this. There's a couple of scraps.
Oh, my
no!
God.
No!
Third man in.
What the heck? Oh my goodness!
Jesus. Nelson Hopkins is trying to break it up.
Yeah, D-Hop's trying to break it up. This guy should not be going to button in. I hope he gets knocked out. Oh, somebody got dropped.
Damon Pierce just got dropped.
Pierce got dropped.
Oh, let's watch this again. Here he is.
Look at this guy.
Oh my God! Look at
He's
him.
like CJ
Look at him. Look at his ass. Oh!
Get out of there, Karen. Look, there's Richardson. He didn't know where he was after he got knocked. He didn't know where he was after he
Look
got
at him. He's
knocked.
trying to make peace during the game. Oh!
He didn't know where he was after he
Oh! This guy came in and did a little kamikaze attack. He went there. A suicide attempt. Oh my God! It's JJ Watt.
He didn't. Trent Richardson. I'm sorry. AJ Richardson didn't know where he was.
Anthony
Richardson.
After getting knocked out.
Anthony Richardson. Yes.
Whatever his name is.
I just love how the event staff. Look at the event staff hard at work. The
This
yellow
guy-
shirts.
Look at this goof. Who the hell is he throwing punches?
Anytime you're trying to pull somebody off of a fight, man, you're just asking for your teammate to get destroyed. Come on.
Well, here's the thing. D-Hop did the right thing pulling this jerk off.
I think he was trying to get. Oh my God. Yeah. Oof. This guy he absolutely strong, man. Oh, Damian Pierce. Oh,
Nobody goes for nut shots. I mean, if you really want to win a fight, that's where you got to go, right?
Yeah.
One shot, boom.
we know what type of fighter Grumpy is. That's for certain.
Hey, win if you can, lose if you must.
He
always
fights
cheat.
to win. He fights to win.
I fight to win.
Fight.
You think I'm going to let somebody beat me up? No, I'd rather testicleize him as opposed to taking a beating. Yes.
Kick him in the nuts and then knee him right in the nose.
And then people say, "Oh, look at this guy." Yeah, I come out unscathed. Look at this guy. He's
Look at that guy
still doing-
picking his teeth up off the ground.
Look at this guy. He's still chasing his balls around underneath the pretzel stand.
Oh no.
He's got an empty bag.
Got an empty bag. Good one, X.
Jesus Christ. Oh goodness. All
All
right.
right, let's go to some
Let's pop up some comments, huh?
Wilson is the worst quarterback.
Why don't you read the comment here? Which fart quarterback is stinkiest, Tua or Wilson? Definitely Wilson. Not even close.
Tony G says, "Why would you subject yourself to that, TJ? It's a circle jerk in the middle of life, size cutout of Tua." Yeah, I don't know
It
why.
was like that. It was. That was probably you're probably accurate on that one.
Tua is a slant merchant. I don't know what that is, but it does not sound.
Well, about
he just hits wide open slants.
slant routes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
D-Cut says, TJ bringing up unintelligent conversations is the classic example of the pot calling kettle black.
Oh,
Have you ever seen the TJ versus Phil battles on Twitter? Same thing. I don't know why you do that stuff. You never see me doing it. Alexander says, well, TJ, hate to break it to you. Tua is better than what you think, and it's being proven. I don't know what TJ said, so I can't even comment.
TJ said Tua sucks.
I just said Tua is not a very good quarterback.
By the way, Grumpy, Brock Purdy is for real. No, he's not. No, he's not. D-Cut says X is out of his league with managing the comments. No, here's the thing. X is in charge of the comments because we can't put every comment up because we can't have 4-hour shows.
That is true.
It just can't do it. Gungu says, which films have been viewed or enjoyed lately during family movie night? Did TJ fall asleep again? We've only done the first thing, but there's a whole bunch of movies I want to do. But, everyone is they're a bunch of freaking complainers. Fiance Y, I don't know, says that she won't watch movies.
Hold on, explain. I never got until you explained it to me, Grumpy. You say why? Like, why is she engaged to X? I didn't.
Son X,
together.
Fiance Y, dog Z, X, Y, Z, and the Y just is like fiance Y. I don't know. So fiance Y. She won't watch any movies supposedly that were filmed before the year 2000. Now that's a pretty stupid reason, X. You better intelligent eyes are up. I'm just going to tell you that. Or here's the thing. I'll just tell her that they started after 2000. She won't know the difference.
When she notices they're in black and white, Grumpy, I think she might catch on.
They're not in black and white.
Okay. All righty. Next one there.
Honestly, TJ, at this point with Tua's take, it's just hating, honestly, the way that Tua played last week should actually change your opinion of Tua because the quarterback has to deliver the ball when he needs. Okay, here's the thing, Alexander. I don't think Tua is a bad quarterback. I think that he's injury prone and his arm isn't any good. But with his weapons, he absolutely could be successful. He has to utilize the inside of the field, though. If he can't throw the out, he just can't throw the out routes. His arm isn't good enough. And it just kind of is what it is. But they can win with Tua without a doubt. And I think he's going to stay healthy this year. Alexander says to throw the
this was the additional onto the comment, I think. That he had.
Well, you know what? Every once in a while he'll make a good throw. Majority of them are soft floaters. For every good throw he makes, I can name 4 or 5 that are just not good.
Okay.
Because says
him hitting. I think the important part to continue to hammer home. If you're hitting open receivers good, you're expected to do that. Why is there such a bigotry of low expectation to where I just want to be able to hit an open wide receiver? If my quarterback's not hitting an open wide receiver, we've got a fucking problem. I'm gonna let you know something. If we're not hitting a guy who's wide open as a professional in the NFL, we have a real problem. The expectation is every single open receiver you're able to hit in stride. Simple. That's like 7-on-7 OTAs. If I've got a crisp pocket around me and I'm just hitting open receiver after open receiver, it's the expectation we're completing 90% of those passes. Because you're going to face times where you're facing pressure, you've got man on double covered, when you're going to go ahead and try to make these hard throws, you're not going to complete as many of those passes. But open receivers, you should hit every single one of them. So I'm not going to give him credit for doing what I expect him to do. That's the expectation, to hit open receivers. When we're not doing that, it's the pure definition of the bigotry of low expectations.
He's never gonna be a guy who threads the needle on a 25-yard out pan ever.
If I'm down 14 points with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter, I'm not saying, yeah, Tua's bringing us back.
He doesn't throw the ball on a line. Everything's like a howitzer shot.
Here's the thing too. I don't know if everybody's forgotten this. When that got cold, the last 4 games of the season, Tua lost. Got a little cold outside. All away games. He lost every single game the last 4
That's all the screws in his body that are holding his body together. They ended up locking up. That's why.
The ball's a lot harder to throw when it's cold. The ball doesn't travel as far. The air is tougher to throw a football when it's cold outside than when it's sunny and 90 degrees like it is in Miami the entire freaking season. So when it gets a little cold out there, you're going to notice that he doesn't play so well. There's a reason for it. You're throwing in Miami, you're throwing in sunny, even in the winter times, it's 70 degrees outside. But hey, if we're going to play in Buffalo where it's minus 10 degrees, you're going to notice that Tua doesn't throw so well.
Okay, but you would say that Tua is probably a top 15 quarterback in the league, right?
He's an average QB, sure, average.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that average.
The issue with Tua is him staying healthy. That's the biggest issue he has, honestly.
Yep. Go ahead there.
Professionals wear sleeves, TJ.
Already read that.
Okay.
Freedom Fun Adventure says, is tonight the night we see the video from the family fitness competition, watching the Dolphins roll the Pats after watching the Gators make the Volunteers submit last night. I just want to say what you mentioned about the Volunteers earlier, Tennessee. You lose your starting quarterback, you lose a couple of your top flight wide receivers and some offensive linemen. You're not going to be as good.
The one thing I always say about the quarterback situation, that quarterback did play the remainder of the games at the end of the season for Tennessee last year because Hendon Hooker went out with an ACL tear.
But they lost how many offensive linemen? And
I'm not saying that, but to say that it was the quarterback doesn't have a lot of experience. Well, he did play the end of the season last year.
And here's the thing. You really don't know who. I don't care what the preseason rankings are in college football. I don't even care what they are for the first 3-4 weeks of the season. By the time you get to weeks 5 and 6, then you say, okay, these are the teams that are good. They've weeded out all the teams that, last year they were good, so they're going to be ranked high this year to start the season. That's what happens.
Sure.
And you're starting to see the cream rise to the top already.
Like Texas and USC.
Yeah. Texas is. Let's talk about that.
Right.
Since the last show, Texas beat the living hell out of Alabama. And I know the score was close, The score does not indicate how much of a blowout that game was. Now, they're already trying different quarterback options in Alabama, if I'm correct now.
Open
right?
competition this week. Open competition.
I'm going to go out and make a bold statement. The days of Alabama being the best team in the country are done. They're done.
Here's the thing.
I'll
They need to get a quarterback.
back
They
up
need to
why
get
I think that's the case. I think before the name, image, and likeness deals where you can now openly pay players, and it's more based off of X, if you can remove this comment, please. Before we go ahead and talk about that, we were in a spot before name, image, and likeness to where when you pay players, all the teams are paying. It was just all under the table bullshit. Now that everything's visible, well, hey, it's not like Alabama has as much of maybe the advantage as they had before. And now it's a lot of, can your coach recruit? Well, 7-year-old coaches, you're going to find out, don't recruit like a 40 or 50-year-old head coach. Nick Saban's lost the fastball. Nick Saban will never have a quarterback of the level that he's had in the past. I don't think they ever win a national championship again under him.
Oh, okay. For me, Nick Saban is not the guy beating the bushes. You have a scouting coordinator. I think what Alabama was really good at previously was the fact that they were the kings of paying under the table.
Yep.
And now when, he doesn't like the NIL because other teams can take his players, which they've done. They've absolutely
like Texas.
done.
Like Texas, which is why Texas is so good.
Steve Sarkisian has done a fantastic job bringing in Quinn Ewers, bringing in Arch Manning Jr. Holy shit, Quinn Ewers is the real freaking deal, ladies and gentlemen. He is the real deal at quarterback. And you talk about Sarkisian was one of those guys that coached at Alabama. You look at all of the fantastic coordinators that Nick Saban has had in the past. I'm just saying, when your head coach is not a great recruiter or doesn't have the same exact recruiting prowess and kind of just now starting to fall a little bit down the list, you're not going to get the best quarterback. And guess what? When you don't have the best quarterback, you're not going to win games. The teams that have the best quarterbacks in college find ways to win games. That simple.
I also need Joel's take on this. FSU, overrated, yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
I say no.
Number 3 team in the country, barely scraping by with a win against Boston College by 2 points.
Yep. The reason I think that had happened was you're in a spot to where they play Clemson next week. I think they looked at Boston College and said, oh, this is a shitty Boston College team that barely scraped against a win against Holy Cross. This is a Boston College team that lost week 1 against a miserable squad. Boston College blows. They were 3-9 last year with Phil Dracovic, and he fucking blows for the Pitt Panthers. So I share the pain now that he's been freaking offloaded on my team. But they looked at a team that was 3-9 last year, that lost early this year and barely beat Holy Cross, and they said, let's keep our eyes now on Clemson. And they came out and they weren't focused. They had a huge lead, and they just freaking let shit slip away in the fourth quarter. They had I think it was like a 20-point lead in the fourth quarter.
No,
and it wound up being a 3-point.
That game was pretty close.
Let me pull up the stats here.
It was definitely close to 1.5 time.
For me, Florida State's not that good. Clemson's not that good. The ACC isn't that good.
How do you explain how they beat the living piss out of LSU?
LSU's
not that good this year.
LSU's first game of the year, maybe they didn't come out prepared to play. It happens.
They didn't come out prepared to play a top 10 team in Florida
Listen
State.
to me. Again, the first couple of weeks of the season mean nothing to me. Mean absolutely nothing to me. Now they can take you out of a potential college football playoff thing, but teams get better. You find out at the who's good, who's not after week 5 and 6. So we really don't know who's good and who's not. And you can recover from a week 1 loss. You can't lose towards the end of the year, but you can early and still make your way back.
TJ, you're going to come out here and say Florida State's good because they beat the shit out of LSU, yet you're not going to say Colorado's good when they beat TCU, and TCU was ranked 14th, right?
TCU hasn't done anything all season long. The reason
My
TCU
point
is
exactly.
ranked, the reason
And
TCU
what has LSU done?
They
they're
won
2-1. They just
won
against
against a
2-1. What do
shitty
you
team. Against a shitty team. My point
Mississippi
exactly.
State's not a shitty team. They're
not a
2-0.
good team.
Okay, you can believe that. Mississippi State's another SEC squad who always is bowl eligible.
It's early.
Okay,
It's
Florida
early.
State had a 31-16 point lead going into the fourth quarter. They gave up 13 unanswered points. That's your answer as to why the game looks so close. They fell asleep in the fourth quarter. I think they're looking ahead a little bit to Clemson. They had a little bit of a lead. They thought they were just going to coast the rest of the way, and they're going to play Clemson. They had Boston College had a fumble return for a touchdown and a block kick for a touchdown. That's just sloppiness. When you're giving up block kicks and you're fumbling the ball and giving up touchdowns to defenses, that is the quintessential sloppy, shitty play of football. So I'm not saying whoa, Florida State blows. They got freaking sloppy, and they're looking ahead to Clemson. That's what I think it is. And they're going to beat the living breaks off of Clemson next week. And you're not going to be saying, whoa, Florida State, we're worried about Florida State.
Not even ranked.
Clemson is ranked.
They are not ranked.
Clemson is ranked.
They are not ranked.
Clemson's not ranked. If X tells you they're not ranked, they're not ranked, TJ.
Okay, let's pull that up. Okay, go ahead. Continue, though. What are your points, rebuttals there, X?
As to why I don't think Florida State's good, they barely beat a Boston College team that was the worst in their conference last year and is the second worst team in their conference this year. That's my point.
It's tough to say they're the second worst team in their conference. They've played literally 3 games.
You realize they're ranked ahead of Texas, and they couldn't even beat Boston College by more than 2 points. They're
not as good as Texas. I think we can all agree.
Fourth.
They're not as good as Texas.
How did Florida State get ranked 3rd over Texas when Texas beat the number 3 team in the country and Florida State only beat LSU?
Okay, so they're no longer ranked. That was just today's rankings that came out.
No, that was last week's rankings. They were not ranked as of last week.
That's true. Clemson's not been ranked.
Before they played their game this week, they weren't ranked.
Okay, they're ranked 26th in the nation. Okay.
They're not ranked. They're not ranked. They only have the top 25. They don't have the top 26. Stop.
Okay, they're 26. Anyway, it's only the APs out.
They're not ranked.
Okay, sure. USA Today polls. So I'm interested to see where they're.
But here's the thing.
Clemson's ranked 23rd in the USA Today polls. Okay, gotcha. So they are ranked in some polls, but they're not in others. But we could just exclude and pretend like they're not ranked. They're 23rd in USA Today polls.
Okay, stop.
They are. That's a ranked fucking team.
Do they not go by AP polls?
I think we could all admit that. Guess what? Texas is a better team than Florida State. USC is a better team than Florida State. Ohio State is a better team than Florida State. Michigan, Georgia are better teams than Florida State.
Yeah, it was the coaches poll that they're ranked 23rd. The coaches poll have them nationally ranked. That's fine.
Okay, so we're going off of coaches. So it's whether they're liked or not. Okay, cool.
You always look at the AP and the
coaches like them.
Those are the 2 different ones. So they're ranked in one poll, not in the other. They're a decent squad. They'll get beat this next week. Is Florida State the number 3rd overall team? Probably not. We'll see.
No, they're not.
Where's the game going to be played? Is it going to be in Clemson or down in Tallahassee?
It's probably going to be in Tallahassee because Clemson just had a home game yesterday. I don't think they'd have back-to-back home games, but they could.
It's in Clemson Memorial Stadium. You're wrong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it would not surprise me if Clemson won that game.
Clemson's not winning that game.
I'm just saying it would not surprise me if Clemson won that game.
My point is you can't put Florida State ahead of Clemson, especially after this week's performance. You can't do that.
Ahead of Texas, you mean?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Ahead of Texas. That's what I meant. Yeah, ahead of Texas. No, they're not better.
And here's the thing: Alabama's not good. They were lucky to beat South Florida. If they didn't stop the they had a thunderstorm thing which kind of caused a big delay in the game. I think that South Florida would have beaten them. They moved the ball at will, but you know what? At the end of the day, South Florida, Alabama's Alabama, and Alabama pulled it out. But Alabama's not a good team this year.
Nope. Alabama, I'm telling you. It's weird to say. The sooner they move on from Nick Saban, the sooner they can restructure the face of the franchise and the face of the organization.
Early to say that.
Unless they can go ahead and get more money, they're not going to be restructuring the franchise. That's all I'm saying.
I just find it funny.
They're going to lose out on recruits that other teams do because they can't pay as much for these players.
Their coach has lost their fastball. Go ahead there, Grumpy.
I find it funny that we are referring to college programs as franchises.
Because they are. They are. These players get paid tens of thousands of dollars, sometimes even more. They get paid 6+ figures to play college football. That's an organization now for me.
You have Caleb Williams coming out saying that he doesn't know if he's going to enter the draft this year, depending on which team wants to draft him, because he knows he's going to make more money in college his senior year than he would on his rookie contract in the NFL.
I don't know about that.
And B, he doesn't want to play for a shitty team. His dad came out and said it.
I don't know if he's going to make more money in
He
college.
makes, I
than
think he
He
makes
won't
like
make more money in
$15 million off of NIL deals.
he's going to get more than that to play quarterback in for his rookie deal. Those guys make big money. It's not like they're making $900,000.
Now,
Absolutely.
For his first year.
Yes. He's
I-
going to get a big signing bonus too. Absolutely pay these guys.
I want to put this up and ask your opinion. So last week after the loss to Cincinnati, the quarterback had a thought. Now, this is a college quarterback. He had some thoughts. They got booed. The team got booed by the fans. And what is the one rule we have? Anytime the fans are booing you or heckling you, what's the one thing you cannot do, Grumpy and X?
Don't acknowledge them. Just ignore them.
Phil Dracovic has a different approach. The starting quarterback for Pittsburgh.
I think if you're a grown ass man doing in that stadium, and you gotta look at things yourself. I think that's pathetic. But you know what? We didn't play well enough, so we're gonna be better.
If you're a grown ass man booing us in that stadium, I think you got to look at yourself in the mirror, dude. You were paid to play college football. You were paid in name, image, and likeness deals. If you're not playing well, you will get booed. Guess what, my friend? You're playing like you want to play in the professionals. You want to play in the NFL. You're coming back for a 6th year to try to make an NFL bout and to try to play in the professional league. You're going to get booed in the NFL, you stupid kid.
You know what my opinion is? Pittsburgh's going to suck out loud this year.
They're going to fucking blow. Yes. They got a loser, an absolute fucking loser at quarterback. When I hear that, I'm like, this kid's a fucking loser.
I was wrong.
I
was wrong, by the way. Caleb Williams makes $2.6 million in NIL deals.
Hold on, is that on One Sport or something like that? That's projected.
Oh, that's his projected earnings are. But the thing is, Trevor Lawrence only gets paid, I think, $900K a year for his rookie contract.
No, he gets paid a lot more than $900K.
It was saying it was $956,000 for his rookie contract.
He gets paid more than that,
actually. For the year.
He gets paid more than that. I'll pull it up. Anyway, let's go ahead and get caught up with comments. I'll pull it up. You're wrong with that, but I'll pull it up.
Freedom Fund Event says, TJ, I agree that artificial turf is bad to play on, but speaking of grass, have you thought of eating a salad? Ooh, that's I would say the answer is no. Gungun says, didn't Bailey sign a gentleman's contract with another NHL team recently? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
82 Coma Viola. I don't know what that means. Doesn't matter.
82 Coma Viola.
Peter M says Bears might be worse than Arizona. They're in the bottom of the suck zone too. That's for certain.
So they get signing bonus. They get cap hit. You see here the dead cap dollars. He was the first overall pick. He's going to get paid.
Yeah, absolutely will.
So when you're talking about the salary.
The salary is what I'm talking about. His base salary, yes.
Okay, here's the thing. They get paid for being on the roster. They get paid for signing bonus each year. And the cap hit is what they're getting paid, my friend.
Yeah.
But so like you're getting, like you might say like, okay, 900,000, but in reality,
you look at the first one. It's the rookie deal, right? The rookie deal.
Yeah, so he's paying like $10 million a year. You're going to always get paid more to play in the NFL than you will to play in college, unless you're making huge buku money.
Here's the thing: if he doesn't want to, let's say he doesn't want to play for a team like Arizona, well, I'm not going to come out this year.
He can say, "I'll make $2.5 million. I'll get paid less, but I don't want to be on that shit squad in Arizona."
Yep.
It could be the Giants.
No, it won't be the Giants. I wish.
Drew says best wide receiver of today was easily Mike Evans. Yes, Drew, he was the guy that you wanted to trade, and he's a stat stuffer for certain, Mike Evans, and that's why that deal was vetoed. Thank you. Move on. Drew says worst starting quarterback in the league by far, though, is Justin Fields. Dude sucks. I don't know. I don't think he's the worst quarterback in the league. Sorry.
I think he's awful. He's not going to pan out. The sooner the Bears move away from him, the better. I told you that a long time ago. The hype behind him this offseason was unwarranted. Just was.
Who says the Jets GM sucks too after this season? Will that clown leave town? No, I don't think he's done a bad job there. Not at all. Curtis Martin says, what's the page about? I'm new, seeing you guys while scrolling.
All sports, Curtis Martin. We talk anything and everything sports. We talk NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, all things sports, college athletics, just anything sports. We just have a little show. We talk Thursdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We just shoot the shit and talk sports.
And we also have an Islanders-related podcast called the Islanders Never Say Die podcast, which is on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. JP, Grumpy. Well, Grumpy, you're not...
If you're going to say it, tell everyone everything we do.
Okay.
JP says that woman has no reason to apologize. That's a competitor with skin in the game, reacting like a human being and a good-looking one at that. Talking about Zabalenka. No problem at all with what she did.
You should be upset if you lose a final.
Mm-hmm.
You should. Because then you know what? If you don't, then you'll never win anything because you don't care enough.
You show me a good loser, I'll show you a loser. Vince Lombardi, a.k.a. Cam Newton.
Freedom Front Event says two guys who never get discussed for the Islanders is Mitchell and Fulp, the two D-men they signed out of college at the end of last season. They're 6'4" and 6'3", physical, can skate and transition. The only thing they won't be doing is playing for the Islanders. Next comment, please. JP says, can't tie your buddy up to set him up like a 7-pin at the alley. Very true. Freedom Fund Adventure says, is anyone else concerned X might be or turned into a serial killer? Well, I'm going to tell you what. He does not have that rep of being someone who would kill homeless people. That much I can tell you.
There it is. I like how Grumpy doesn't want to comment on any of these actual comments. He's just reading them. That's fine. Go ahead. Continue along there, Grump.
X has been far better tonight with the comments. I'll say that.
That's good. There you go. Next comment there. JP
says, I still, for the life of me, can't understand paying $1 for merchandise, tickets, parking, alcohol to get into a fight where it's also possible to not walk out. Well, JP, you're a lot smarter than a lot of those people.
Yep.
JP also says, if they really want to get into senseless violence, come to the forensic psych units I used to work on, and I'll have to break them up again. Sigh.
Wow.
True. Those are not places you want to hang out in.
Ooh, here's some interesting.
Hearing that Arch Manning's thinking about transferring to Alabama, I don't know.
I haven't heard that. I've heard he's been shaky though in practice. He's not looked very good. Not heard anything on him transferring though. That's interesting.
Dude, it's with the way the NIL deals work. It's kind of like whatever the way the wind blows that week is where players are going. Is the unfortunate truth of it. Here's the thing. Now, Quinn Ewers can technically leave at the end of this year, right? He redshirted the first year. I think he's a redshirt sophomore. I think he can leave if he wants to. So we'll see. He does.
Sure. I don't know.
Okay. Moving along now.
Drew says, relax, TJ. Quinn Ewers hasn't played on the NFL snap yet. It's tough to call him the real deal till I see him do well in the NFL. In the NFL.
Yeah. Now I'll just say this. I think he's the real deal. I think he's the real deal in college. He's a guy who looks like he can be the real deal in the NFL. We'll see. It's early yet, but he looks like he's playing good football right now against good defenses. Go ahead though. X, you got any more comments there for us?
Yeah, I got a couple more. We're almost done. We're almost caught up.
Patriots look horrendous.
The Patriots are bad. I was about to ask.
They're not good offensively.
I was about to ask, X, if you can remove this comment before we get onto this topic. When does the cachet of Bill Belichick wear out?
It's already up.
It already is.
You think he's going to be canned at the end of this year if they have another? I mean, he's been miserable. The team's bad.
Do you think he transitions to just GM and not coach, or do you think
no
he
way?
uses both?
No way. He's going to be coach and GM. If Kraft tries to take away the GM responsibilities, which is the thing that they should take away, honestly, I think he'll just say, "I don't want to be here." He's going to stay there until he breaks the coach's wins record. This year, it will be next year or maybe the year after.
Do you think what's the point of keeping him there if
because Kraft wants to know we had the greatest quarterback of all time, greatest football player of all time, and the greatest coach of all time. That's what he wants to know. Here's the thing, though. Andy Reid, quite possibly, is going to come around and take that wins record away from him. Too sweet.
You think so?
Yep. He's younger, and he's got a better quarterback.
Okay.
Freedom Fund Event says, TJ seems to get fixated on certain guys in sports and will hate them forever. That's true. Tua, Horvat, Romanov. True. That is 100% true.
I haven't been wrong on any of them. Daniel Jones.
That's 100% true.
He's another guy we didn't like. There's a lot of guys I don't like. I'm just right on all of them.
I did not realize this. Mario brought up Bailey signed a PTO with the Senators. Interesting.
Wow.
Why would he do that?
Wow.
When we talked with Stefan Rosner on the Islanders Never Say Die podcast, he said that he could not see him going to Ottawa, because he wouldn't want to move the family.
Well, he's on the way out. Drew
says, Freedom Fun Adventure, you are indeed correct. TJ is 1,000% a fixator, just like Lou. The difference between TJ and Lou is that TJ just uses it to spread his negativity into a void of no one. Wow. You know what he didn't say another difference between you and Lou is? Lou is bald, and I guess he's intimating you are as well.
Yeah. Keep it moving there, X.
Drew says, reminder about the memes.
They were pretty much all caught up, TJ, if you want to just show those memes.
Okay. Okay. Let's introduce another topic here. I'll get the memes pulled up because I don't have those readily available yet. We showed some fan fights. Now, I want to go ahead and show this. There was a fight that broke out of the end of the Tennessee and Florida game. I'm not sure if you guys happened to see this.
It was like a little skirmish. Yeah.
A little bit more than a skirmish. We'll let you watch it here.
There were some punches thrown.
Oh, geez, number 15 got trucked. You're like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, yeah? The big boys are like, yeah. Look at this.
They're throwing punches at each other.
And look at the ref trying to grab a guy from behind. Punch the ref out. And then do your business. That's all he's doing much of. Why is he trucking that guy? Why is he running that guy over? Come on.
Get down to your knee quicker, number 15. Look at this shit. It's the last second.
He's down. He's down. He's not
going down here.
He's down. He should have pulled up. That guy deserved to get run from behind.
He looked like TJ going through that wall. Boom!
And that's
he tried to avoid him.
No, he didn't. He absolutely did not.
Look at this. You don't think he did?
He
could
absolutely not.
On his ass
Absolutely not.
Hey, Grumpy, is Grumpy lost his fucking mind?
The guy doesn't even have the freaking ball, does he?
This is the quarterback. Hold on, Grumpy. This is the QB. He was trying to run out the clock. He was trying to milk the last 7 seconds to take the knee because they already had won the game. And instead of punting the football, they're going to run out the clock here, Grumpy. That's what they're trying to do. And he's trying to prolong the play, and he waits the last second to take a knee. What the fuck do you expect to happen, bro?
He's up. He's up.
Watch, he does.
He does. Look at this, Grump. He could have fucking tattooed this kid. And he's like this. Look at him. He could have absolutely tattooed that fucking kid. I wish he would have with all this shit that broke out.
I didn't even see the ball in that guy's hands.
Is Grumpy lost? Is Grumpy watching?
I don't see the ball in his hands, is all I'm saying.
Whole time.
I don't see the ball in his
right hand.
It's in his right hand.
And it's in his right hand.
From missing
just
Aaron
run
Rodgers.
at full speed. Just run at full speed instead of just pausing it.
Is he watching a football game? Is that why he's not able to
It's
see
a commercial. He can't be watching it.
Run at full speed.
Watch, please.
This is in slow motion. Run at full speed.
This is full fucking speed.
Run it faster.
You see how this says 1
times speed, DJ.
I'll put it twice speed.
That's what I want.
Does that help you see better, Grumpy?
Don't hit the quarterback. Don't hit the quarterback.
See, I'm telling you, Grumpy.
And he got flagged for it. He got flagged for hitting the quarterback, deservedly so.
Quarterback's got the ball in the right hand, Grumpy.
Drew put a good comment up. Let's put this one.
Put it up there. X.
I think Grumpy's dementia really ramped up during this paradise vacation TJ and everyone were bitching about.
See that ball right there, Grumpy?
It looks like
it's
his helmet.
Hand.
Looks like his
God, it's on his head.
I see that white stripe there, Grumpy. You're on the ball.
It's too small. I can't see it.
Jesus,
make it bigger.
Do you need me to really zoom in for you? Or are you fucking?
I can zoom in my screen. Oh yeah, look at that. He does have it. I didn't see it. It's too small. Way too small.
He's watching. He's too busy trying to watch the game. That's the problem. I'm not even watching him, but I know that's what he's doing.
Magnifying glass over his screen so he can see everything.
Jesus Christ. Oh, okay. What else we got there, X, comment-wise?
No more. There are no more comments.
That's it. We're all caught up.
Okay. Let's pull up the memes. I do want to talk about an additional to Colorado. I do want to talk about. Now, we got a few comments here, a few memes from Drew we've got here. And Grumpy, we're going to need your attention, Grumpy, on this one. We're going to have your Grumpy's attention on this one.
Oh, my God. Shut up and put it up.
Holy shit.
Do you get flashbacks there, Grumpy?
No.
Look at this.
Looks like Apocalypse Now.
He gets flashbacks to having to put Zach Wilson back into the game. Zach Wilson's our quarterback, baby. He's our guy. Oh, God, Salah. Oof. So, yeah, there were the two fights we got. I said, oof, Daniel Jones. And he said, this did not age well. Daniel Jones still played like shit today, I'll say.
He sucks.
He blows. Justin Fields throwing a screen pass. Hammers it to the trash can. That's always good. And grumpy to TJ when Grumpy was sticking up for some ex.
Shut the fuck up, you bitch. That's right. You no talent fucking hack. Oh, fuck up.
I think that was Grumpy talking to Bissonette or Bitchinette, as he called him. Hold on. Jesus Christ. Look at
I'll say the flag throw was great that he had.
More.
You know he's pissed.
From
You know the
upstairs.
team was losing.
Could you see it? More. He's hearing it from upstairs. Could you see it?
Oh my God.
Now that's
They're
hilarious.
uncontrollable laughing too.
Could you see it?
That's his second great one of the season. That's his second
I
great.
saw it was like boom, he throws him. He's getting so pissed these days.
He's hurling
the thing
the
because
bitches
his
in
team
there.
sucks, and he's like Tom Brady was here last week, and he got more cheers at that halftime thing than my team's going to get the whole year combined.
Boom, and he throws it into the ground like that.
Now next week, because they'll lose to Miami's better than New England. They just are.
New England blows. They're the worst team in that division. It's not even close.
I don't know. Without Rodgers, the Jets are close. Now, here's the thing. The Jets lose to New England all the time. If New England can't beat the Jets next week with Zach Wilson, it's going to be a really long season with them because then they play Dallas the week after in Dallas. Dallas will kill them.
Now, did anybody happen to watch College Game Day was held at Colorado for Prime? Coach Prime, he's so great.
As soon as they said Coach Prime, click, I turned it off.
They cannot stop drooling all over Deion Sanders. And I think he's a pretty good coach. But the thing is, it's like, you know what it reminds me of? I think he's pretty good. I don't think he's great.
He's not.
He's a pretty good coach.
They played no one.
That's right. They have played no one. I think he's a pretty good coach, though.
What's TCU's record? What's
They're
TCU?
2-1. They're 2-1.
Oh,
they played like St. Mary's Sisters of the Poor. Yeah, they played the worst game of the season, game 1, and then they're playing like St. Mary's Sisters of the Poor. So that's correct. Now then Colorado played the hard Nebraska Cornhuskers. Husk. They fucking blow too. And they played 0-2 Colorado State. Now
Colorado State
here. No,
the coach lost the game for Colorado State last night. They dominated Colorado. Dominated them last night. They had 2 turnovers in the red zone. But the thing was, it was 3 minutes to go. They had the ball. They were just moving it down the field. 1st and 10, using the pass, short pass, occasionally mixing in a run. They get it 1st and 10 with 3 minutes to go. And the coach decides, I'm going to go different from what I've done the whole game. And I run twice into the line. And then it's like 3rd and 10, and they get an 8-yard completion. They have to punt. They get the ball to 2, and they play prevent defense. All prevent defense does is prevent you from winning. They put no pressure on the quarterback at all. He drives it all the way down the field. They score and get the 2-point conversion. And I called that real time. Did I not, X? Did I tell you what was going to happen in that game? X knows.
Yeah, there were also some
it.
questionable penalty calls in that game. And if you look at the amount of penalties that one team got compared to the other, they got twice as many penalties as the other team did.
All I'll say is this about Colorado. Enjoy Colorado this week. They're going to lose to Oregon, and they're going to get shit canned against USC.
Yep.
The Pac-12 blows. It's that simple. The Pac-12 blows. You
I think
can't convince me otherwise. Was that X?
Is that game at Oregon?
I don't know.
I don't think it matters.
Search it, my friend.
Oregon's a good team. Oregon's a good team, and USC is a really good team.
It's going to be at it's at Oregon, so that's
I
going to
just
be a
don't-
away game for Colorado.
I just don't like. I don't like ESPN openly rooting for Colorado.
It's
I don't
so
like it.
obvious. It's so freaking obvious that
I don't
they-
like it.
It's pathetic. It makes me want to root against him because it's hard to stand all of this. Oh, they can't ever. Oh, they call him grown because he's such a mature guy. Let me ask you this: does this look like a mature quarterback? He got hit a little bit, right? This Kamara guy was in the backfield all day long. Does this look like what a mature quarterback would do of a team?
Shador looks like he's a little bit rattled so far in this game. He's been hit more in this game early.
Oh, he looks a little rattled. Why are we not talking about the complete lack of sportsmanship after the freaking play, trying to poke a guy in his fucking eyeballs like piece of shit like Sanders here? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, he looks a little rattled. That's all. We're gonna allow people to start poking people in the eyeball, just like oh shit, what the hell with the water boy? Captain Insano shows no mercy. Boom, and he hits him right in the fucking eyes. Are we serious here? Like, it's just pathetic. Oh, he's looking a little rattled, so we can poke guys in the eyes. We're not going to talk about how pathetic this is, or how there should have been a 15-yard penalty, or a possible personal foul on him. Nothing was called on this play at all.
I don't know how old he is, Sanders. I don't know if he's a freshman or
he's a junior.
He's a junior. To me, I've seen a lot worse quarterbacks than him, but listening to ESPN gush over everything he does, I'm like, please stop. Please stop. You're pushing a freaking narrative. And just stop. Just call it clean, because I'm going to tell you what, they're going to get killed by Oregon. And USC might put 80 points on them because their defense is BA-double-D bad. I think Lincoln Riley, they're probably ESPN or the NCAA is going to call down to Lincoln Riley in that game at halftime when they're up 49-0 and say, hey, take it easy. You know, we're pushing Dion over here. Coach Prime. I hate when they say that too. We're pushing them. We can't have them be embarrassed on TV. You know what I'd say? I want to beat them 100-0. I want to bring back Woody. I want to bring back Woody Hayes when they said, Woody, why did you go for 2 when you're up by 40 points? Because they wouldn't let me go for 3. That's the type of mentality I want.
Oh, I'm telling you, Pac-12 blows. They always blow. They play no defense in that conference. You know, it's great to say, oh man, look at all the undefeated records they've got. Yeah, when you're starting off the season playing St. Mary's Sisters of the Poor, you're going to win a few of those games. Hate to be the bearer of bad news. Other conferences play challenging games. Pac-12 does not. And this is typical. Hell yeah. Oregon next week, USC after that. Prime time is coming to an end. Thank God. About freaking time. So now that happened. Now the game was chippy as shit, I will say. And there were some definite cheap shots against Colorado. Now, I'm not sure if you happen to see this hit. This is on Travis Hunter, their superstar, the 5-star prospect. He went to go play for Prime he went originally to Jackson State. Then he went and followed him to Colorado. Now, this is a guy who plays defensive back and wide receiver. He's as talented. He's a very talented athlete. Were you about to ask that, Grump?
He was the kid who was the cornerback, right? Who went
corner, and he also plays wide out. Now, this is a cheap hit. This is definitely a cheap shot on Travis Hunter. That sent him to the hospital.
I don't know.
Executing sound fundamentals.
Got to look at Sean Lewis, the offensive coordinator, moment ago downfield. Incomplete, but a flag down.
I don't see it as being a cheap shot. It's a bang-bang play.
Took a shot afterwards by Henry Black.
Again, what's the quarterback getting involved there?
Look at Sanders.
And now some words, Shedeur Sanders.
This is my bread and butter, baby. He knows that that's the best wide out
to the
got.
aid for one target there.
Then he starts poking guys in the eyeballs.
I'll tell you.
I honestly didn't think it was a cheap shot. You play it regular speed. It didn't look like a cheap shot.
I understand you may be trying to send a message, but that
he didn't
right
light
there,
him up.
The ball had already hit the ground. You see number 11. You see, he's not even close to catching the football. I mean, he's already like gearing down.
Yeah, he's done a little.
He's definitely trying to send a message. Let's be honest about it. It's a cheap shot.
He didn't light him up.
It's a cheap shot. Well, here's the thing. If you really light him up, you get an ejection. So it's definitely a cheap shot.
The play's basically over.
Love that. You know what they used to call that back in the day?
That's a blatant penalty.
Yeah, that just makes no sense.
A hit.
Yeah.
That's dumb football. I understand this is a rivalry and you're hyped up, but you're.
I will tell you one
thing. Hunter's soft.
This kid is tiny. Jesus Christ, he's tiny.
Soft as hell.
Okay, he's not soft. You get hit, you're not expecting it's going to hurt. I'm letting you know.
Wait till you get to the next level and you run across the middle and get lit up.
Guess what? He's not going to be playing wide out at the next level, my friend. He's going to be playing corner where they don't have to worry about hitting. It's a dumb penalty. It's a personal foul penalty. It's a dumb penalty to take. Now, I don't think the Sanders kid is that good. And I'm sick and tired. Like, we talk about the double standard. They're talking about, how egregious of a penalty that is. But in the same freaking breath, Sanders poke some motherfucker in the eye, and we're not talking about this is such an egregious play. I can't believe the lack of sportsmanship after the play is over, poking somebody in the eyes. Was he checking for a contacts lens to see if it was loose or out? No, they go ahead and say, oh, he's looking a little rattled. Oh,
Yeah.
Sanders is looking a little rattled out. It's just
because they're pushing a narrative. They're pushing the narrative.
I'm ready for that narrative to be over. It reminds me, it's honestly, I haven't seen a narrative pushed this bad by ESPN since, remember when Blake Griffin was having all those slam dunks? Oh, Blake Griffin's dunk of the day. And they talked about how great Blake Griffin was at slamming the basketball. They couldn't stop talking about it for a full freaking year. It's the same shit now. We're going to have to hear about how great Sanders is, even though he's just a kid playing in the Pac-12 and he plays for an above-average Colorado team. We won't be able to hear the end of it. My little brownie.
Brownie says, guys, be proud of yourselves. I tuned into the Jets-Bills game and made it through the first 3 minutes. Give me another 10 years and I'll make it through a whole game.
Yeah.
But you saw the most exciting part, Aaron Rodgers getting injured. Honestly, that was the best part of the whole game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Those talked about for sure. Not even the Garrett Wilson catch, which was really awesome, honestly, and underappreciated. But, yeah, it was all Aaron Rodgers. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Derek Monroe says the Pac-12 has 7 teams in the top 25. No other conference has more. It's early yet. It's early.
week 3. It's week 3.
Yeah, I usually, like I say this to X all the time. I say, "Oh, this team's right." I said, "It doesn't matter. You don't know who's who until week 5 or 6. Probably week 6. You kind of know who's good and who's not."
Yeah.
Drew says ESPN have been having agendas of COVID without a doubt. They still hate on the Knicks, despite the Knicks easily being the best team in New York. Well, that's nothing to be proud of. Other than the Liberty, it's girls' sports. Stop. Full stop.
Well,
Drew says,
hold on. Speaking of that, Grumpy, I do have a clip that I think is important to show you. You talk about the Liberty. The Liberty are actually off to a pretty decent year, Grumpy. And they had a question. They were asking fans at the New York Liberty game a few questions. Now, they've done this before in the past, and I think this is the same lady who's done this before. But they're asking her, would you trade a Liberty ticket for NFL season opener ticket? Let's get your opinions. X, what would you do in this scenario? Would you?
What would I do?
Yeah.
I would be like, I couldn't cash in my Liberty ticket quick enough to get the redemption for the NFL opener ticket.
I was like, hold on, let me go buy a Liberty ticket so I can
Pretty
cash
much.
it. Because there's no way I'd even have a Liberty ticket.
Okay. Okay.
Excuse me. Yes, let me go buy one. I'm sure I could just walk up at any time and get a seat anywhere. $2, $1, what was it, $1? Full service charge, whatever. Yes.
Okay, here we go. Boom.
Would you trade your Liberty ticket tonight for an NFL season opener ticket?
No, basketball's more my sport.
Definitely not.
No, absolutely not.
I love football, but hell no.
No, I'd much rather be here.
No.
No, because I have to wear the Liberty.
No, I'm here with my buddies. No way. This is where I want to be.
Would you trade your
Okay. Look at the people. Look at them. There wasn't a man on the bunch. Not even one man was in that audience. Not even one.
Oh, there it is.
Not even one.
There
weren't even any women, honestly. They're all that little mix, that little, whatever, that little intersection of whatever it is.
All righty, Grumpy. Keep in your lane there, Grumpy, huh? Grumpy, going
That is
forward.
my lane.
I want you to up the anger, the reaction, so I can use them more as meme clips. Yeah, Grumpy, you're getting a little soft, is what he's saying.
Derek Monroe says Colorado's offensive line is absolute dog shit. Everybody in their conference is going to expose their offensive line and their defensive line too. Here's the thing: their little run is over. It's over.
Drew says Blake Griffin was really good at slamming balls back in the day. I'll say that. Yeah, we couldn't. I was just get to a point where I'm sick and tired of hearing about how he's slamming the basketball every day. I'm like, I'm done with it. I don't need to see that every freaking time I turn on ESPN. What other comments do we have?
There's one more comment I want to read. The last one. It says, "You're right, Grumpy. The WNBA audience consists of theys or thems." Okay, here's the problem I have with days or thems.
All righty. Stop.
No. Let me
All righty. That's it. No, Grumpy's going to say something that's going to get us in trouble. That's it. Hold on. We're mute Grumpy's mic. Muted him up. We got to mute him. We got to put him on timeout. You're like, what do you know, like, hold on. You remember the show? I got to mute him again. Do you remember the show where they go like, doo-doo-doo, when they hit the bad point score? It's like, pardon the interruption or whatever it is. Or they go, doo-doo-doo-doo. They dock them some points and then they mute the contestant. Like Woody Page is on there. What's that show called?
Oh God, I can't remember it.
All I wanted to say was, if you're going to come up with some new name for, you don't want to be called a he or a she, at least make it a singular something as opposed to a plural. Like, I don't know, it or something like that. Just something, invent some word that doesn't mean male or female. I don't know what it is. You can just create it. But it should be singular as opposed to plural, because I could see where people get confused. You say, oh, well, they or them, like, who? What, like that group of people over there? It has to be something singular. That's all I ask. Nothing more than that. Make it a singular thing.
Okay.
So there's no confusion. Create your own word for whatever's going on with you mentally.
The Islanders at the Stars in February. Grump, TJ, will you be attending? I might, probably not. We'll see. We'll see what's going on around that time. We may be, maybe not. Just depends. But I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. That time of the year, things are going to get busy for me. So we'll see. But Grumpy, we'll maybe My Little Brownie. We'll have to keep you up to date. Maybe. But
is My Little Brownie going to the game?
It sounds like it, Grumpy. Remember, she's in Dallas. She's in Texas.
I just want to let you know, My Little Brownie, you're going to see Rich Rosenkrantz dancing around without a shirt on.
Oh!
Well, we'll talk about that on the Islanders show, because I'm holding, I'm saving that one.
Okay, there it is. There it is, Grumpy. Save it up. Okay. Any other comments we've got, X?
LOL, politics inbound. LM left my butt off. TJ's scared of anything remotely based.
Yes, I'm afraid of Grumpy getting our show canceled. Absolutely. He's a
It
maniac.
was a valid question. Just make it a singular term. What's wrong with that?
I was expecting you to say something a lot more off the cuff than that, Grumpy, to be quite frank. So I'm happy it was as tame as it was.
XEY, XEs, and I don't even know what that means.
I don't even know what that means either.
Here's the thing. All I know is I'm going to stick with the things I know. That's all.
There it is. Grumpy's going to stick with what he knows.
That's it. We're all out of comments.
We're here at the end, guys. Good show. Happy to be back. Back. That's for certain. Grumpy, what do you want to say before we wrap things up?
I want to say love and laughter to everyone who listens, and even those who don't, from TJ, the grumpy old man, and Son X.
And Son X, what do you want to say before we wrap things up?
Just want to appreciate everybody coming out, listening, and getting involved with the comments. And we had a great show. We'll see you guys next time.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys Wednesday on the Islanders Never Say Die podcast. We'll see you on Thursday on TJ and the Grumpy Old Man. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. You got a great rest of your evening ahead of you. We got a great work week ahead of us. Thanks so much, Grumpy. Thanks so much, Senex. We'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.